Oh, I wanted to get to go live anyway.
All right, so we're live. Yeah. Okay.
We're live.
All right, everybody.
We're live.
Welcome back. So what is this? This is episode 8.
Episode 8.
Episode 8 of Is This Thing On?
It's my favorite number.
We're having, it's not a usual episode of Is This Thing On if we don't have certain technical issues. So, Greg we can all see Greg. Everybody in the chats, let us make sure that let us know that you can.
I can't see myself. It's a black.
He can't see himself. But we've assured him that he looks very handsome tonight. Not quite as handsome as Gareth, of course, but almost. And so we decided to go.
We've been joking about, but the serious thing is that Greg's going blind, and we're kind of joking about this as if it's some sort of funny thing, and it's very sad because he won't be able to read next week. So
maybe so.
Okay, Jenny's here, so she can keep us in order. Jenny, what's going on with Greg's video? Come on,
Jenny, help us out.
I kind of remember this happening on another live that I was a guest on, but it doesn't happen. I was a guest with Mark or Sean last week. I had no problem.
It's Mark's fault.
It's Mark's fault. No, Mark, I was fine. I guess it's Dave's fault. I can't see myself on Dave's.
But he's very competitive, though, Greg. Mark is very competitive. So he screwed us up tonight.
I guess
Thanks,
so.
Mark.
Let me see. What's going on with my...
Unbelievable.
Okay, Pat's here. Hi, Pat.
Hey, Pat. Is Mark
Pat can see all of us. Jenny's confirmed she can see all of us. So everybody can see you, Greg. It's just...
Okay.
You can't see yourself. So just don't... it's one of those things you just have to forget and not start picking your ear or something when you can't see yourself,
Try and imagine what you look like. And then that's what you look like. This is like a double date, isn't it? It's awesome.
Oh,
yeah, that's right.
I think it's awesome that the last time we did this, episode 7, we had a celebrity, and this time we've got 2 celebrities.
That's right.
Yeah.
So okay, so we got 10 people here. So let's just pop in here. So yeah, Pat says she can see you. Hey, Fred's here. Alan and Greg. Hey, it's a crossover. That's right. It's like one of those Marvel super team ups, or was that what they call it?
I guess so. Marvel versus DC. That's the other one. Okay.
This is like a team up and a crossover all together. It's eerie. It's liberating not to be able to see yourself.
It's going to be odd.
So probably everybody. Sorry. Sorry. Go ahead, Alan.
Oh no, I was going to say hi to Erie. One of my favorite names, Erie for Ireland.
So for anybody, probably everybody here knows, but for anybody that doesn't know, our special guests here tonight are Greg from Another Bibliophile Reads and Alan from Big Hard Books and Classics. Gareth, how long did it take for the high of your interview take to wear off? Yeah. How have you come down from that now that it's been a couple weeks?
It's still happening, but I have been eating biscuits as well, so it could be the biscuits.
Yeah, Gareth,
I'm always high on life anyway.
The high to wear off, mine never wears off. I stay, anyway.
Well, that's a good way to be. That's a great way to be. And so tell everybody, guys, what time is your show usually?
Well, we switch it up a lot. I mean, officially it's 8 p.m. on Mondays, but since we have lots of guests not in the United States, we often do it earlier in the afternoon so they can get on the show. Now, Gareth is an exception because he'll come on in the middle of the night. So,
no.
What time is it there now? Like 11 p.m., Gareth?
Yes, 11. Yeah, so I can go for about 4 hours before I'll start flagging.
Yeah.
I flag earlier than 4 hours.
I was going to say, for the record,
in the art room downstairs at 6. I got to go down there for an hour. They close at 7. We're doing Earth Day posters for the kids, and I got to go down there and kind of we're doing it tomorrow too, though, so no biggie. But yeah, you guys are known for going your mega mammoth live streams, huh?
Yeah, well,
Goes up a couple hours.
I was gonna say I'm stuck with him when he goes for 4 hours, but you guys are not. You guys can jump off at any time.
Yeah, David's
I-
like
I
thinking, why the hell did I decide to do something with him?
No, you
What was I
should.
thinking?
well, you picked a good week because my wife is on business travel this week.
Yeah, she's not home yet,
She won't be home till tomorrow.
so you don't have to put on like clothes really till tomorrow and that. So yeah, you're still running around.
Yeah, that's why you haven't got any clothes on, Greg. I don't. You can't see yourself, but you're completely naked. But that's cool.
No, I'm not. I still wear my trousers around the house.
He's got trousers on because he's got the cats, But topless.
Greg, thank you so much for saying the word trousers. That's very good of you because I know you meant pants. So thank you for saying trousers.
I said trousers because if I said pants, you would have a different. Oh, you might get a guess.
International show. Yeah, so that's why we change our times. Because we have the international guests from England, Ireland, Czech Republic. We're having Clip on next Monday from South Africa.
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You can't see it, but is that Pip or?
This is Pip.
Yeah, Pip's making an appearance.
He wants me to play with him right now, so I can't play. Sorry.
What is it for you, Alan? It's what, 3 o'clock?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
Pacific time.
You guys are 8 hours apart.
No, 3 hours.
Gareth.
Oh,
Gareth and Gareth and Alan 8 hours apart.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm not actually that far apart from Cliff. So if I did, because Cliff wants me on his show as well, and that won't be that much different. Well, I think we're 2 hours apart. I think. So or maybe even
I
longer.
think for me.
Yeah.
And then England and Ireland just switched times last month, because I zoom
we go with the flow. If we want to add an hour, we'll add an hour. We'll take an hour off sometimes if we're in the mood for it. If it starts raining, we'll add an hour.
Yeah.
We're very free spirited in this country.
Sometimes we stagger, like when we didn't realize that the UK sets their clocks ahead like a month later than the US. We just stagger it. Somebody just goes on without the other one for an hour.
I remember.
I'll appear 20 minutes later and go, oh shit.
Indeed.
Rage is here.
Hey.
Rage is here. Okay, everybody clear the room. Take away all the sharp objects.
And the biscuits, Rage biscuit.
Hey, Ryan. Kelly's here, stopping in for just a second off the choir, but we'll stop in if you're still here in 3 hours. Come on, Kelly.
What's this about quiet? That is awesome. Kelly K is going through a quiet. That's fantastic.
Pretty fantastic.
I love the quiet YouTube channel. It's really cool. Genuinely brilliant. I love that channel. Is fantastic. So that's pretty cool that Kelly does stuff with quiet.
Very, very, very.
Right, Jenny saying hi to Brian. Jess is
Hey,
here.
man.
Hi, Pip. Hi, everybody. Good to see 2 different live shows together. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
The ultimate team up.
different.
Jenny, everybody's saying hi. Well, Jenny, how are you?
Hey, Nam.
Hey, Nam.
Oh, Nim's here. Hey, Nim.
Hi, Nim.
Hey,
Hi, William.
William's here.
William,
Everybody's saying
Awesome.
hi.
Hi,
William
Hi.
from Indonesia.
Been a hectic and emotional week. Lucky I'm off all next week. Oh,
Cool.
well, I hope. Hey, there's 4 of us here to talk about it if you want, Jenny.
Mhm.
Hope everything's okay.
I'm a good listener.
Nim, I'm having.
Well, I
coffee.
work and play well with others too. I could.
It'll be a very interesting live stream if the 4 of us just listen.
I guess so. Yeah.
All right, so we start off with the most important. What plays well with others. I need
Yes,
one
It
of
goes
those.
it's written in black and white, so it must be true.
I've Greg to thank for that. He's really toned me down a lot.
Yeah. Now you went out a little while back. You went out and visited him in Virginia, right? Or was it vice versa? No, you went out to
I didn't
Virginia.
know I did in October.
Okay.
Yeah, I plan to make it an annual thing. I got to get back to work and start saving that money so I can go back again in October.
Yeah.
Because we like to go to Civil War sites, and we didn't see Gettysburg, so like to do that. Then visit our friend Hannah, our friend and yours, Hannah, in DC.
Mm-hmm.
And so much to do in DC. I wouldn't mind spending like 2 days there.
Yeah.
But and then what else? October is like Edgar Allan Poe's birthday. We would tie that in. They have a big celebration in Baltimore. Not a big, well, they did, but it was by his gravesite. They had a pay like exhibit and that. We just missed his birthday by 2 days, I think.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. When Holly was up, well, you know, I think you knew that, right? That Holly was up a few weeks ago, and we went over. So I live near. I'd actually never been there. I can't believe, I'm ashamed of myself for never having been there. But I actually live right near where the Warrens live, the paranormal investigators that investigated, you know, like the Annabelle doll and from the Conjuring movies, and they're from right up here. I mean, they were like a town like 20 minutes from me, and so we went over and we saw like the house that they have like a little museum there, you know, that like Annabelle is in, and some of their other, you know, like occult, you know, items, and it's closed now to the public because of like zoning issues, but we went and looked at it from the outside, and then we went to their grave site, which was pretty cool. As a lot of people had like left a lot of trinkets and icons on their
Holly Rhiannon?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I didn't see that for some reason. Like sometimes you might experience this. Like booktubers will stop popping up in my stream, and I'll go look, and I'm like unsubscribed or something. It happened with Sean D the other week, but with Holly, I haven't, because Brian at Bookish, she visited him too, and she's making the rounds, huh?
Yeah, well, she hasn't come to see you yet because she was just doing the Eastern U.S. for now.
Yeah.
And then she's going abroad. She's going to do like Europe and Asia next. And then she's going to finish up, I think, with the Western U.S. So
that'd be great because me and Margaret Bernard are both in Portland. So all three of us could meet up. And
Yep. Let me catch up a little bit here. Hold on. And coffee. Hey ho. Are you all hosts for Horror Mayhem? Tell us more. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're definitely going to get into Horror Mayhem for sure. Greg's got to give me my list of books.
For the week. Yeah, we're part of the reason why we brought these two guys on was to talk about Horror Mayhem. So we will be talking about that in a minute.
For sure. Sorry, Jay. Hopefully the week off will help. I need coffee. It's a great day for an exorcism, and I had pea soup. What? Is any day not a great day for an exorcism?
Yeah.
Or pea soup. I love pea soup. Seriously.
I'm not sure I'd like pea soup, but
yeah, I don't know about this pea soup part.
Pea. Yeah,
it must be a reference to the film, innit? When she goes
what they use for the projectile vomit. Yeah, pea soup. Makes it appear green.
Hey, MJ.
Oh, hey, MJ.
Hi, MJ.
She didn't finish the sentence.
I'm
gotta finish that, MJ.
Can we finish? What she thinks she is, or what she should answer?
Maybe it's one of those like a Mad Libs, fill in the blank, you know?
Yeah. Oh, that's a great game. That was
Mad Libs.
Yeah,
they have those in the UK too.
Yeah.
I never know what you guys have over there. Yeah, you know that would be fun to. Did you guys, Greg, Alan? Did you guys do Mad Libs as kids?
Yeah, I did it.
Yeah, Mad Libs.
I don't recall that.
Yeah, it was like a book, and each page it would have a very, very short story on that page, but a bunch of the words would just be blanks. So you would just fill them in and then read it back and see what kind of story it made.
Yeah. We was a group of about 8 of us at school that used to do it a lot. We used to we write I don't know, a few sentences, fold it over, the next person write a few sentences and all that, and then read it back and laugh.
That'd be fun to do as a drinking game as an adult, I think.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask yours. Like, I didn't get any response from you about the thumbnail I used for the oldie or the booktube oldie tag. Did you notice the thumbnail?
Yeah, I didn't even notice straight away, and then suddenly I was like,
What is
"This
it?
is my face."
It looked like Paris on Alan's channel. I just thought it was a mistake.
Yeah, I didn't know if you were
Garrett?
mad.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, it's the most flattering picture you could ever have of yourself, and I'm so pleased. It's lovely. Yeah, thanks for that.
Oh, I missed that. I gotta go check that out.
Yeah, I thought it did make you do a double take. You're like, what did I?
Yeah, I didn't even notice at first. I thought my video kept coming up, and I was like, hold on a minute, that's Al's video. Brilliant.
I thought that was funny.
Yeah, the sad thing is that's just my face, even though it looks horrific. It's just my face.
Yeah, I could have used mine. Believe me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
got a whole panel of spring chickens here. Anyway, the first one, I thought it was really well done. Yeah, have you guys all seen the Conjuring movie?
I have not.
Oh,
I can't bring
I've
it up.
seen one.
you saw the first one?
Yeah, really good.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't. Do you know the premise? With Greg, with the Annabelle doll?
Google it.
I've heard of the Annabelle doll or something like that. I guess. But I've never seen it.
Yeah. Oh, anybody that loves horror should watch it. So there's a bunch now. I haven't watched them all. I've only watched the first couple, but they're really good. So Annabelle was obviously this possessed doll, but and each of the movies follows a different story. So they're not all like super Annabelle centric, but they're pretty good. They're pretty good. They're pretty creepy. And they're the Warrens are like these famous, the ones I was talking about before. They were like the paranormal. They were husband and wife paranormal investigators that investigate a lot of these big cases, including Annabelle. So they're probably.
It was supposed to be a true story.
Oh yeah, Annabelle's a real doll.
Yeah, there's 7 movies in all.
Yeah, I mean, I don't buy into that stuff myself, but yeah, I mean, it's a real deal. Annabelle's a real doll. She doesn't look like in the movie. Like in the movie, she looks like a creepy doll, but she actually, the real Annabelle doll is just like a Raggedy Ann doll.
I've heard of this thing. Sorry to interrupt you, but like seriously, like out of Mexico, especially with these dolls who come to life. It's I'm going to Google it, and I'm sure it's on YouTube. People think it's real, and it looks real, and it's spooky.
Yeah, I mean, it still goes. So the Warrens had this right next to their house. They had this little thing. It was like I forget what they called it, like the Warren, it might have been called the Warren Occult Museum or something. Oh. And they had a few different things in there, but like the centerpiece was they had the actual Annabelle doll.
Wow.
They had investigated in this like glass case. And then this was actually just a couple of years ago. They shut down, they had to close the museum and for zoning issues. And originally I was like, yeah, right. For zoning issues, right? Like somebody had an issue with this, but then once I finally drove up there, it's actually legit. I totally understand it. It's like a very small little back road, and it like traffic would be a major problem there. So, so they just a couple years ago they had to close it, but the stuff's all still there. The Warrens died a few years back, but the son, I guess it's the son-in-law, now owns everything, and he keeps talking about opening it back up somewhere else. But in the meantime, he takes Annabelle like around to like different like events, he'll have different like little convention things or whatever. And yeah.
Did you and Holly vlog it? Because like I said, if you did, I missed it.
We didn't vlog it. We got some pictures. I'm pretty bad with that stuff, so I don't think I put them up. But I'll tell you what, I'm gonna Instagram them just for you, Alan, so you can check them out.
Well, that's unfortunate because I'm not on Instagram.
Oh, all right. Well, I'll send them to you then.
Or something.
Well,
Yeah,
Instagram them as
I'm
well.
watching them.
Instagram them as well.
I should get on Instagram. I take a lot of like pictures in my personal life and send them. A lot of pictures of what I'm eating. The food thing or artwork. I'm on Facebook a lot. No, we're not a lot, just for the art. And,
No. I got
Yes.
it's a little too addictive sometimes. Sometimes I tell myself I got to get off, but
Instagram.
I have enough issue with just YouTube.
Right.
I'm watching videos and I'm saying I really got to stop. I mean, not necessarily booked it, but like I watch a lot of like political videos. I'm just really addicted to those things, and
I watch a lot of music and guitar videos, and I'm sure Garrett. I watch Bemis, and I watch. I'm sure Gareth watches some music stuff.
Yeah, I do.
Like musically, Gareth, do you use like those ear monitors now? Like everything's wireless.
I don't like them. I don't like them. I've been offered them before, but I don't like them because I do a lot of talking to the audience, and I need to be able to hear them. And
cool.
I don't like the ear monitors.
What about your guitar? Like you go wireless?
No, I've got an acoustic, so I don't go wireless. And I don't think out of our guitars, only one of us has gone wireless. But yeah, I mean, the main electric guitarist we've got, which is my son, he's got like shitloads of pedals, so he needs to stay near his pedals anyway.
Yes, pedals.
yeah.
I've got a couple.
Yeah. He's got awesome pedals. Yeah, he makes sounds out of his guitar that you just, you're like, what's that? That surely isn't a guitar. Feel like that. It's awesome.
Yeah.
MJ's still at work. Wanted to drop in.
Oh,
no, thanks for dropping in.
What is that? Is that a true story, MJ? 4 years? Oh, 4 years. Oh, 9 days. Yeah. Okay. 4 years. Because Greg's wife Chris is retiring in
5 weeks.
Weeks?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, MJ's retiring in 4 years, she said?
Yeah.
Oh,
the thing is, she's just like my wife. My wife knew how many days she had left 5 years out. 5 years and 6 days, and goes, some months and some days. So sometime next month she retires, and
then it's on.
Well, I'll ask. Go on.
She's getting back from her business trip, and she's pretty much admitted she's just gonna phone it in for the last few weeks. And hope she trains the person taking over her.
She phones it in anyway every day. She works.
Oh no, she works. She works really.
Well, that's true, but she's got like nice home office, and that's the way to go. That
absolutely.
But before the pandemic, like she had to go to work, huh? I mean, she had to go to the office.
No, actually, she worked at home. When we lived in Washington State, she only went in the office twice a week.
Oh, sweet!
And then after the pandemic, they told everyone you just work from home permanently. And a lot of the government, because she's government work, a lot of the government is trying to get people to come back in to the office, at least 4 days a week. But
that's a major thing in Portland, like downtown. They got all this retail office space available now. I don't know what it's like.
Yeah,
Dave, but
I mean, it's not good if you have an office building or if you're like a food cart or.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I remember Portland used to have these magnificent food trucks around somewhere that there's like a dozen of them.
They still do. They opened up like a new one downtown, like on 6th Avenue by the big bus terminal, and it's all like a big block, like you were saying. They used to be on a row. Now it's in a big community thing. Like,
you see, that would be my problem. If I worked in downtown Portland, I'd be eating lunch every day.
Yeah.
In those places. Because as I said, really, a dozen was cutting it short. You had like 24, 30 different venues to pick from. It's like, how could you say no?
Yeah, a lot of Indian food too. You would like it a lot.
Yeah, I would.
But they they had biscuits at those trucks, Gareth would be there 3 times a day, right?
They have donut trucks, all kinds of stuff.
Gareth, you know you like
That's a nice segue because we need to talk about our biscuits. We haven't done it yet.
All right, let's go.
Yeah,
Most important part of the show. Most important part of the show. Go ahead. What do you got, Greg?
Yeah. Go on,
Let's
Greg. What
see
you got? Show us your biscuits, Greg.
I got Costco caramel s'mores.
Caramel
Here's mine.
s'mores.
Those are some good eating.
Milk chocolate
look
kettle,
good.
cooked caramel, grams, and marshmallows.
Break into those. Let's see. I want to see how it tastes.
Oh, those look good.
Caramel s'more.
Oh man.
Awesome. That sounds awesome. We've had a marshmallow as well.
Just regular white marshmallow, I think.
It's just meh.
That's good. All right.
Oh, it's good.
I always buy them in packages of 2 or 3 because I go through. I can go through one of these, especially when my wife is here in a week. So,
Wow.
In a week. Before I had the dreaded diabetes, I would have gone through that in about 20 minutes.
That's a big bag.
Now that he's
Now
he's got diabetes,
I'll take an hour.
Takes him an hour.
Yeah, there you go.
I've got Golden Crunch, which are awesome. So I think I said before that Foxes are really good for. Where are they? Foxes are really good as a company.
Wow.
And these are like a cream in the middle, like a what is the cream? Like a vanilla cream, I think, in the middle, and like a nice kind of crunch to it. It's really nice, like a sandwich biscuit.
They look a little bit like a golden Oreo.
It is a bit like, well, it's the size and the shape is like an Oreo, but it's much more crunchy. It's much more. It's got
It's
a light taste.
like a chipless Chips Ahoy sort of outside.
Chips Ahoy.
Do you have
Did
Chips
someone say
Ahoy
chip?
over there?
I'd love to have a bag of chips now. That'd be awesome.
Oh, not chips.
Hey, you distracted me. I'm trying to enjoy the biscuits. You're talking about chips.
You have
The chip shop
Chips
shut.
Ahoy over there?
It's at 11:30. The chip shop shut, mate. What are you on about?
Here's my chip.
That's not a biscuit.
that's a cracker.
Come on now.
Yeah. Al ate his biscuits before the show. What are you doing?
They were cookies, and I needed. They were from the dollar store. I needed another coaster. So,
so what are the crackers you're eating?
Yeah,
They're cheese crackers.
yeah, like how about this? Does this count as a biscuit?
What is that?
It's a
It's like
wheat
shredded.
shredded wheat.
Yeah, shredded wheat. The cereal.
That's desperate. That is. I think it counts as cereal.
I don't even have any Lucky Charms.
Oh no.
I try to. I'm good on sweets. I have ice cream and once a month. That's about it. Maybe a candy bar now and again.
Yeah, I don't eat a ton of sweets either. So I mean, what does that tell you? It's the diabetic is a bad influence on me in terms of eating sweets. I almost never eat cookies.
I'm not suggesting you eat sweets. I'm suggesting you eat biscuits. There's very different things.
All right, so I got these. My wife picked these up for me, and these look very intriguing. I don't even know how to pronounce it.
Oh wow!
Cookie
BT cookies.
Purple yam shortbread cookies.
Oh,
So I don't know whether to be optimistic about these or not.
was that Trader Joe's?
Trader Joe's, yeah, you got Trader Joe's.
Excellent.
Yeah,
I
cookie.
go to Trader Joe's a lot, probably once a week at least.
Oh, that's a great place, right? I didn't know they had them out there.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I like old Trader Joe's.
I love Trader Joe's. All right, so I'm trying to get this box open. Let's.
Yeah. Open the box and tell us what they like. They look nice. Did your wife get those biscuits and then say, "Here are some biscuits for the show"? Did she do it for the show?
Yeah, well, I asked her if she could get me some biscuits for the show, and because she's I usually do the shopping, but she was off this week, and so she was going to the store, and oh yeah,
yeah. I bought these for a trip to the cinema, and then I didn't eat them in the cinema. We had what do we have? I had a sandwich and some crisps instead, and I thought actually I'll save them for the show. So I did actually buy these for a cinema trip. Is when we saw Ghostbusters.
Oh, yeah. They're actually really good. That's what they look like on the outside.
Very, very small.
That's what they look like on the inside.
Yeah, they look good.
They're very good, actually. These are way better than I thought they were going to be. I'm going to be, you better watch in like 5 minutes. I'm going to be like Gareth, and you're going to all of a sudden you won't hear me talking anymore, and I'll be in the corner like,
yeah.
We are purveyors of pleasure.
Oh my God, these are really good.
There you go. That's the face of pleasure.
They're talking about the Warrens.
The Warren Museum, yeah. Yeah, we drove by. We took some pictures out front. It was cool. Hello to everyone in the chat. Hello, MJ. Everybody saying hi. Rage. Jenny, finally got the test results back from the vet, not cancer, thank God. I have my final test at work tomorrow to see if my newbie training is finally over and the anniversary of my granddad.
Oh, wow.
Cool.
Lots going on.
Yeah.
That is a busy week.
That's a lot.
No, good luck. Good luck on the test, Jenny.
Yeah.
And congrats on it.
9 days. Wow.
4 years, 9 days.
That's good planning. I'm never going to be able to retire, probably. I'm going to be working till.
Yeah.
I'm going to be working until I'm as old as Greg.
What's that? What's that?
I'm going to be working until I'm as old as Greg.
I retired at 57.
And I'm older than Greg.
In this country, the retirement age is 156.
Oh.
Do most people? How does it work out there? Do most people retire at a
Well,
reasonable age?
most people. Well, first of all, my wife's a bit different because she works for the government.
Yeah,
and she actually has this thing called a pension that she's going to be getting.
Yeah,
and with her pension, she gets to keep her health care until she's eligible for Medicare.
right.
And what I did is when I was still working, I opted out of my medical care because if I'm on her plan for over 5 years, I get to keep her health care when she's in retirement until we're both eligible for Medicare, which is
that's cool.
You know, I couldn't retire without health care, but
yeah.
The thing is,
you rarely see a doctor, Greg.
Well, it's hard to get a doctor. My wife tried to get a doctor, and it's like they have like a 8-week minimum wait to go see a doctor, and it's like, what if you were sick? They go see an emergency room, and go like, I don't want to give up my paid off mortgage to go see an emergency room to say, oh, it's indigestion or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
But no,
you have to pay for the doctor visits.
My wife and I have been working for early retirement since we married.
Yeah.
So it's been a long time coming, and we had
28 years.
Well, we married in 96. Is that 28 years ago? I think so. Something like that.
Well,
but we've been working for it, you know, and we never had kids. So if we had kids, then they'd be just going into college about now. And we'd both be still working. And I'd be going, maybe I should go for that supervisor position in the IT. You know?
Kids cost a lot, man.
They do.
A lot. Gareth, when do people know? It doesn't. It never stops. It never stops. Ever.
When never stops?
Being paying out for being a parent.
Nowadays, nowadays it's like that. But when I was growing up, it's like once you're finished with college, the parents look at you and go, you know, it's time to move out.
Yeah.
You're on your own.
But once they're gone, it doesn't matter. I mean, we help out both our kids. My daughter's 28, and she's about to buy a house, and we've helped her out with that. And my son, he's got other issues, and we've been sort of helping him out with that. And he's 22, so yeah, doesn't stop.
Yeah.
Luckily, I mean, it's good that we can help, because like in my first job, we had nothing. We used to get groceries on a credit card because we had so little money. So now I'm a teacher. I can help, which is really good. You know.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. I woke up naked in a blanket on my grandmother's porch when I was 16. My parents kicked me out early.
Wow, this conversation got really interesting really quick.
Everyone's got an image of Alan naked.
Oh,
naked.
yeah, it was after a Frank Zappa concert. True story.
We've already imagined Greg naked. Now we're imagining Alan naked.
Well, it is horror mayhem or horror control.
And mayhem is my last name. Oh, I've been getting called mayhem all my life because of my last name. You know. Mayhem.
Yeah, it's close. Yeah, it's close. Yeah, well, I'm talking about the horror link and your surname. I've been linked to werewolves all my life because of being called Gruff Howls. And as a kid, it would be like, Gareth howls in the night, you know, always howls in the night. So, and then when I was bitten by a werewolf, it got worse.
I can imagine.
Booktuber friend of mine in Ireland, Elaine Howling. I don't know if you guys know her.
Oh.
She used to do a lot of she doesn't do book related things. She's more into crafts now and journaling. But I like her channel a lot. Elaine Howling. She's in Ireland.
I'll look her up.
Let's see
It's
here.
cool. YouTube's full of them.
Yeah, good luck tomorrow, Jenny.
Yeah, Jenny.
Yeah.
Very good news, Jenny. Hope all is well.
Yeah, good news about your pet.
Yeah.
What biscuit cookie causes the most mayhem? That's a good question.
It depends, because it depends on what you call mayhem. So on the smaller scale, when you're trying to dunk a biscuit and you lose it, that's an issue.
Yeah.
That could be called mayhem. Yeah.
No, you hate that?
Yeah, and Hobnobs are terrible for that. Hobnobs are one of the best biscuits. They're terrible dunkers.
I don't like dunking, Gareth.
I don't like dunking. I like dunking.
Oh, you do? I thought you didn't like it.
No, I love Duncan.
Oh,
he's my best mate, Duncan.
but
yeah,
and then Richie. Now I'm confused. No,
I love it. And there are some that cause the right mess as well. And jammy dodgers can be a little bit, jam everywhere. That can be a thing. What else can cause mayhem?
Mayhem.
Yeah, that's the cookies break. That always happens with the Oreos. They're just like you try to get a couple dips out of it, and it breaks off, and then you're like, oh, do I just leave it, let it flavor the milk, or do I go get a spoon and get it out? And it's you stick your fingers in there, it gets all messy, and major
I suppose
problem.
if I eat like I used to eat biscuits, like packet after packet after packet with the same cup of tea, then I could have a heart attack. That would be mayhem, wouldn't it? But I'm not going to do that today. Don't worry, don't panic, guys. It's all good.
We'll keep an eye on you.
Yeah, keep an eye on it.
Lentil soup.
Lentil soup. I like lentil soup.
Yeah.
I really like lentil soup. I don't understand why lentils have got such a strong taste when I imagine on their own they don't taste like anything. But they have a lot of power to them. I think you put them in a soup. Maybe it's like stone soup where it's everything else is in it that makes it nice.
Now you've read "Let It," or if it. I always say I want to say "Let It Bleed," right? But if it bleeds, you've read this, right, Gareth? Already?
Yeah.
I just read the first story. Harrigan's phone, Mr. Harrigan's phone. And, Boy, that was a good one.
Well, Alan, we're only doing If It Bleeds for the show.
I know, but I just want to read the whole thing. I have time, so.
Someone was talking to me about the book, and they said someone at work who I've discovered is a bit of a reader and a bit of a King fan, which is nice because she's only just joined the college, and she's really cool. And she was telling me about that she'd taken this on holiday randomly. This was just a King book she was reading at the time, like last week or something, or a week before, and she read all of them, and she really liked the last one, the Rats.
Ah, yes.
Or just Rats. Yeah, she liked that one.
Right.
But I'm gonna make sure I have read If It Bleeds, but anything else in here will be a bonus because of Horror Mayhem. So,
that's what I was asking if you had read the whole book yet. But so
I've only read that story.
Read If It Bleeds. Yeah. Go ahead, Greg.
No. Oh no, I didn't have anything to add. It's just like I could possibly pick that, some of those up for Horror Mayhem, especially if someone says it fills a rare prompt in one of the bingo cards or something,
Yeah. And that's the funny thing with the bingo card, isn't it? Because most of the time when you pick up a story to read, you don't know what it's going to tick off. And then you read it and you go, oh, that was only that one, or it wasn't any of them, or it's only the box I've already ticked off, or something like that.
Another possession. I've already done it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you guys mostly focusing on short stories, or?
No, I and our buddy reading Pet Cemetery, and I'd like to read some old Robert R. McCammon. And I'm going to do a vlog for the first week. Go down to the Shangri-La tunnels or the Shanghai tunnels here by the river in Portland. But are you, Dave?
Well, no. I mean, like what I did last year, because it was totally unstructured last year. It was my first time doing it. I just did. I'm a slower reader, so what I did was my goal was a novella each week. And then I just supplemented it with short story. I just worked out of this Lovecraft book, so I just supplemented it with Lovecraft short stories, and that worked great for me. I was able to do a book a week and get in some stories. I'll be honest, I have a little harder time with the planning this year because of I'm getting there, I think, but I was thinking about not following the prompts, which I figured might be a big no since I'm a
college. No, it's not a no. It's really anything you want.
Yeah, you could read Dracula if you wanted to all month.
Yeah, I mean, I think the bingo card is so full, and there's so much to it.
It's going to
might get in the way if you do the weekly prompts as well.
Indeed.
I mean, I'm going to read some local, like one or two stories from a local author that I've got a book by him, but I might move on to the second week's prompts in the middle of the first week once I've read a couple of local author stuff. So I'll kind of touch on it. But there's so much that I could read in the second and third weeks, but in the fourth week, that I feel like I'm quite happy to do the second week early.
Yeah.
Right. Now Greg has some local horror he's going to be reading from.
Yeah, right? I purchased a book that is specifically written for horror stories set in Virginia. So it's.
Yeah, I was going to go to the library actually and ask them if they've got any books on ghost stories from Hampshire, because I live in Hampshire, and there definitely are. So I've looked them up online, and there are books around, but I can't buy them. But they might be in the library. So we got quite a cool central library. We've got about 7 libraries in Portsmouth, but we've got a big one in town, and they've probably got books about ghost stories from Hampshire. So I'll probably get some of that.
I would also presume that some of them are public domain at this point.
What, to get on a Kindle thing?
Yeah, but you're sorry. You don't really read electronically at all.
Yeah, I start doing it, and then I don't get very far.
I'm the same way.
Yeah, I'm disabled.
You guys read a lot of electronically?
I read most of my stuff electronically now.
Really? You don't, Alan, do you?
Of books.
I just Googled ghost stories set in Portland, Oregon, and it said there's a massive amount. So I need to check my library on that. Portland, Pacific Northwest ghost stories, and there's several hundred places in Portland I know of, like Haunted Pizza Place in Old Town. There's a place in Chinatown. Then the High Tunnels I mentioned are by the riverfront, and they do tours, but they might be out of season. I don't know. I'll have to check. But I was on mute. I didn't hear if you asked me a question, Greg.
I didn't, but
I just asked you. We were talking about like if you don't read much, like you don't read many ebooks, right?
Oh no, I do. I have a small Kindle Fire. It's getting charged right now. I do, and then I've got like 2 phones, and so I've got Kindle on my phone. But I do more audio. If I'm not reading a book, it's audio.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I'll do audio just to and from the office. That's really the only audio I do. The rest I need hard books. I will do a little bit of ebook reading if I'm like reading from bed, just like if I'm going to sleep. Just because I can put on my I got one of those iPad stands, and it's like just above my head, so I can just read it as I'm like falling asleep. But other than that, I don't do ebooks. I don't know what it is. What is it, Gareth? I mean, I just like
I don't know. I don't know. It feels like you're kind of doing some sort of preliminary reading until you actually pick up the book. I'll read a bit and then I'll pick up the book when I get home. I don't know. It's weird. It just doesn't feel like a book. It feels like a file that you've taken for some work you got to do for college or something. I don't know.
I know. I mean, you have my Kindle Scribe, and you get a lot of text, and it feels just like a regular page that you're reading.
Yeah.
But you don't have to hold 1,400 page book when you're reading Les Miserables.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Well,
no, I definitely see the benefit. I just don't get very far when I start trying it. But I'm going to keep trying it. I'll dip in now and again, and if I get somewhere, I will become a convert, and that'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Well,
but I'm not convert.
One of the things, Gareth, is that if you're reading on a screen, like a computer screen, it's very different.
Come here.
Than reading on your e-ink screen.
Right.
It's a lot more like reading paper on the e-ink. Well, hello, Olive.
Someone just got back from the hair salon.
Oh,
very nice.
She got her
Olive,
hair
your hair looks beautiful. I love what you've done with your hair, Olive. It's awesome.
Olive got her hair did.
Yeah.
I'm going to make sure Ralph to see your new hairdo because he'll get all excited.
You're all sitting there and not moving away.
He was getting really shaggy there.
Yeah, when I had Schnauzer Angus, he would love to go to the salon, come back with his big mustache.
She looks really cool, actually.
That's a good haircut. You look beautiful. All right, sorry to interrupt there.
He's all smiling.
Interrupted.
Yeah, she's like, smells good.
Yeah, you do smell good.
No,
you want your biscuit? She's got biscuits too. Her biscuits are she has chicken and sweet potato snack sticks.
Oh, I think she wants one.
I was going to have them. I almost chose them myself, and then I went with the others instead.
I have chicken flavor too.
All right, we'll give you a little one here.
The size of my little tiny Kindle Fire, but I like it because you can fold it, and I can just set it and like read.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, though. Like I said, sometimes I do just a little bit just to fall asleep. I don't usually read much, but yeah. Sorry, go ahead, Gareth.
No, I was going to say it's a lot in it. It's a lot to hold.
Oh yeah. We just.
But I was thinking after I watched your video, Gareth, it looked like for your Horror Mayhem video, it looked like you were going to be doing like you held up like a bunch of anthologies. So it looked like you were going to be doing a lot of short stories.
Yeah.
I was like, maybe I could do that, focus more on the bingo card, do a lot of short stories. So one of the ones I thought, I'm definitely reading out of Lovecraft again, but I thought maybe I would do one of the ones I could do is I could read some stuff out of Night Shift. I've never read that. I'm like,
Stephen King,
my,
yeah.
That has a
my
few
King
good ones.
experience
It's a
so
good one.
paltry. And then, so then I have one. I picked up like an old copy of it a little while back. But last night I was going to bed and I'm like, let me just see what's in the Kindle. You know, there's that whole like clean out your Kindle thing because you don't even know what's in there. Guess what was in there?
Night Shift.
I don't know when I got it. You know, it was on sale for like $1 at some point, and that's why it was in there. And so that's
My
I guess I'll be
favorite-
reading that in bed.
My favorite Stephen King story is in that book. So as
Which
soon
one?
as it starts, Quitters Inc.
Quitters Inc. Okay.
Quitters Inc.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Okay.
Quitters Inc.
Yeah,
It was
wait, a
actually
second, wait a second, Gareth. Let's figure out which bingo prompts Quitters Inc. I'm not sure.
Psychological horror, maybe.
Psychological horror, I think, would definitely fill that one.
Maybe body horror because it's about giving up.
Yeah, we know the last scene where it mentions something. We won't mention it for the two guys who haven't read it.
Yeah, so there's a bit there, isn't there? So yeah,
but I'm just looking. I don't have that collection. I want to get Skeleton Crew too.
that's brilliant. Yeah. That's Cliff's favorite short story collection from King. That is, and it is really good.
That's a
It's
good
got
one.
the
Yeah.
mist in it. I'm going to read Skeleton Crew again, so I'm going to read the ones I haven't read first if I can. Although I might put it up. You know, I'm doing this vote for the King thing. I might put Skeleton Crew up as a reread, because it's a long time ago.
I thought The Mist. I'm not well read on King, or almost not read at all on King. I thought The Mist was like a full novel.
It's a novella, so it's quite a long story.
Oh,
Say again.
About 120,
How long is it?
140 pages, somewhere around there.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the novella.
So maybe I could throw that one in too.
What do you think about this collection? Everything's Eventual.
Yeah, I've read.
I read
two
it.
stories.
I don't remember anything about it. No story stood out.
No,
one of the stories in that book was made into a film, so that's one you could read in week 2.
Ah.
I've just bought 2 more anthologies. I couldn't resist it. I'm all excited about Horror Mayhem, so I bought one that was one of the Stephen Jones collections of best horror for that year or whatever. Okay. So I bought that one. So that was like there's tons of them. There's like number 9, I think, something like that. So I bought that, and then I wanted to buy an anthology that had the original story of The Fly in it.
Oh, that's a good story.
Yeah, so I'm going to read The Fly, so that's on its way to me as well. So that's cool. I was a little bit gutted though because I got all excited that I saw that it was £2 something from eBay, but I didn't notice that there was some postage on it, so it wasn't actually £2. It was like pretty much a $5.
So there's a really interesting scene at the end of The Fly. Now, just forget the John Carpenter version. It's not like the John Carpenter version. It's
David Cronenberg, The Fly.
Yeah, he did. It's not anything really like Cronenberg's version. It's much more like the original movie with Vincent Price.
Okay.
And there is a scene where something happens, and I won't say what, and it just sort of never explained what happened. Oh, that's kind of weird. But then it comes back in the story. And I'm not giving away. It's like someone said, well, I don't know if we can do the special effects back in the 50s. So they just like dropped it.
Right.
And if anyone's watching, they probably know what I'm talking about. I'm being very obscure just so it's not a spoiler.
Yeah. I would recommend anyone who's watching this who hasn't read it yet, I would recommend you read Who Goes There, which is the original story from The Thing. That's a great story, and it's it's a good as a story. I mean, obviously we all love John Carpenter's Thing, but the Alien, it's awesome.
And you can probably get body horror.
Yeah, but both of those are body horror. Would you suggest that Metamorphosis by Kafka was body horror?
Yeah, again, the thing is, I would not say Metamorphosis by Kafka is a horror story. It's not.
That's
really.
what I'm asking. That's what I'm asking, because he turns into another creature, doesn't he?
He did well. Okay, it's not a spoiler because it's in the first sentence. It's not a spoiler.
Yeah.
He turns into a gigantic vermin.
Yeah.
So you
And obviously, it's literary fiction. It's much more deep than just normal horror stuff. But I don't know. I mean, it does have
it
a
has
transformation into a creature.
You could, if you really wanted to claim it as horror. I'm a little bit more strict, saying, okay, this is not what Kafka wanted it to be. He was going more metaphorical, existential, and
right.
Not try to respect the author's original intent, at least somewhat.
Well, Kafka's dead.
He's
not
right. He's not going to complain too much.
I want to ask you about the who goes there, but let's just catch up real quick here. The lentil soup. Williams, I should switch my laptop. A long hangout is better on the bigger screen. Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
4 years, 9 days.
Greg better that way.
That's right.
Although
he can't see himself.
I know. He's gone blind. It's very sad.
Still looking good, Greg.
Yes, Fred, trust me, time will fly. I found the movie a lot less scary after reading the book, The Exorcist. I haven't read that yet. You guys all read The Exorcist?
I have, and it's sort of tentatively. I'm thinking about trying to read it for Horror Mayhem, but it's longer.
You guys haven't read it yet, all three of you?
I have. I read it.
Okay, yeah, I thought you did, Greg. I have too. I mean, I read it after the movie. I saw the movie with my brother after our parents warned us they were going out to dinner. Now, don't you guys watch this. Whatever you do not watch this. So, of course, watch it. I was scared my brother. I always, to this day, I have a fondness for bunk beds and on the top. You can read better at night and all that. But I used to scare the crap out of my brother. My brother would run out of the room. But the book, there's I'm getting I feel on my neck now. And no spoilers again. I'm tempted to. There's some scenes in there, but there's a good documentary on the Exorcist movie, and I forget the director's name. Garrett
William Friedkin.
Yes, of course, who just died last year, I think, and the subliminals he put on there, and like the subliminal face masks and things, and you didn't really you got to slow it way down to even see it. But really interesting film too, and I like MJ's story. MJ has a story about meeting the actor who played the priest.
Yeah,
went to her high school. But anyway,
so there's a lot of subliminal messaging in that movie.
Yeah, visual stuff that you don't really. You got to slow it down to even see.
But it sounds like you think that the book was scarier than the movie.
Oh yeah, for me, unforgettable things. I could tell you a few scenes in there that I still remember from 20, 30 years ago when I read it.
Would you concur with that, Greg?
I've read the book or listened to the audiobook twice. I have seen the movie, but I saw it before I was married, so more than about 30 years ago. So really, I don't remember much about the movie.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could deal with listening to the audio of that because it just really scared. The book is, at least I could put the book down or I could see it coming.
The audio is actually done very well. It was read by the author.
Yeah.
And he has this very deep voice that just really resonates with the story. So I know Bad is I don't know if Bad is still here. She listened to the audiobook and read the book at the same time, and she was voxing back how good the narration was with the author.
I bet.
Oh, Jenny, can't wait to read and write more. Yeah.
Well, here's one thing for MJ. Once you retire, there's this thing that's going to creep up into your life. It's called farting around. And what's happening is, I have a whole day to do that. I'll do that later in the afternoon. And later in the afternoon, we go, wait a second. What have I done all day but just fart around?
Yeah.
I think to write to actually successfully get something written, you have to treat it like a job and take it seriously and say, I'm going to write this many words or this many hours, and then you write it. And if you just go, oh, I'll do it at some point, you just don't do it. So
she'll have a good regime probably going by 4 years time. You know, MJ, she's got the workout regime in the morning. I know that because I'm up like all night and all hours of the day, and like I hit boxer. Like if Gareth boxers, I see England before anybody does. You know? So she's up at like 4:30.
Yeah.
I'm just very, very disciplined. Yeah, absolutely. And she's also motivated by the classes, the writing classes she's taking as well, which is cool.
Yeah.
I'm being motivated at the moment by how excited I am by the stories, because I'm in the middle of writing my 4th story for this collection I'm building up, and I'm really enjoying it. And I've deliberately given myself a couple of days to not write the next bit of this one, because I want to wait for it to process a little bit, because I've realized I want to change what I was doing a little bit. So I'm kind of thinking like subconsciously, you know. But I think on the weekend I'll carry on with it. But it's about a clown, and loads of people go, "Well, I ain't gonna read that if it's about a clown." They freak me out.
Yeah, the clown.
But it's quite a dark set of stories I'm writing.
Now, do you write in a particular time of day? Do you write in the morning, Gareth?
I don't do a lot in the morning. I just about get to work, and most of my activity is at night. You know, grave robbing, you know, that kind of thing.
I see. Yeah.
He writes when he's supposed to be sleeping, I think. when he does half of his stuff.
It's true, actually. I like same with writing songs. You know, the amount of songs I've written at 3 and 4 in the morning. Loads of songs written like quite late at night. Which means that if I want to record a version of it, I have to do it really quietly, so I don't wait later.
Drinking game. Oh, Mad Lib's drinking game, I think.
Yeah.
Hey, Cat.
Interbibliophile. I think he's been here for a while.
Yeah, we're a little behind. Let's catch up. How's the classes going, MJ? Hi. Hey, MJ. People saying hi again. Erie, MJ, shouldn't you be writing or outlining or thinking deep thoughts? Take a
Deep
shot.
Deep Thoughts by Jack Handy. He's on Saturday Night Live. Anyway, continue. My fault.
Yeah. Take a shot if you don't know this line from horror. Take a shot if you don't know this line from a horror book.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
Take a shot of you don't.
I think it says if you read a line from a horror book, if you don't know it, you take a shot.
Oh, that would be a good drinking game. I'd be drunk in like 5 minutes, probably.
Me too.
Just make sure you're not driving home anywhere.
Can you imagine if we set up drinking games in our live streams? So we are saying to people every time we talk about blah blah blah, take a shot, or every time we say the word blah blah blah, and then people there's like another dimension to the live streams.
I have a little bit of my margarita left, but I got a bottle of spiced rum upstairs. So
yeah, we'd have to put a time limit, I think, on the live stream though.
I think because all of a sudden you'd be passed out and the live stream be running, and there'd be 4 blank screens.
That's right. Because when these things end, it automatically just winds it up and posts it. The next morning, you'll be like, "Oh, what was I doing?"
Yeah. 4 hours of blank screen because we've just unconscious on the floor.
Well, we've talked about having a live stream from a pub, and there's a couple in mind, just spitting distance. One in mind that have like an outside area, so I could do it from there. You know, there's a pizza place I could live stream from.
The one thing that stops me is someone said if someone's playing music in the background.
Yeah, true.
You might get stuck with a copyright violation or what do they call it? Copyright strike?
Copyright strike.
Yeah.
I've been threatened with those before, but they never follow through.
I thought you got one from Russia or something like that.
What?
Or is that someone else?
Can't remember.
Russia says you had a copyright strike and you can't play this video in Russia.
Oh yeah, I get those. Yeah.
I had a copyright strike early on in my channel with a song that was my song, but it was the actual recording was owned by the record company and not me, so I couldn't use it.
Couldn't use your
what
own
kind
song.
of world do we live in?
Yeah, the booktuber. He's a booktuber. I call him Lee Schuyler, the famous bass player. Gareth. He's
fantastic.
It happens to him all the time, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. He's amazing. Yeah.
He's got a good channel though.
Yeah. And absolutely brilliant bass player. Two stories I'm definitely going to read, guys. At the beginning of Horror Mayhem, I think. I don't know. Depends on what week it is, I suppose. But definitely, I've got it in my mind. The Edgar Allan Poe story that Stephen King kept mentioning.
William Williams.
Yeah, William Williams. Yeah. So that one.
William Wilson.
That's it, William Wilson. I've got that in my Poe book, so I'm going to read that. And I'm going to read the Clive Barker one about something Meat Market or something that was made into a film.
Midnight Meat Train?
Yeah, that's it, Midnight Meat Train, yeah.
That's my favorite story by him, I think.
Oh, is it? Cool. I'm going to read that.
The first story I ever read by him, and I think there's a very good reason why it's the first story in the first book of the Book of Bloods, because it's really good.
Okay.
And let me see what I can. I see. I could count 1, 2, maybe 3, maybe 4, maybe 4 prompts for that story.
Oh, really? I'm definitely reading it then.
Bingo
Come
spots.
on. Yes. So presumably it's got aliens in it, cannibalism, cozy horror, and extreme horror, right?
No. It does not have cozy horror in it.
Let me pull it up too.
I gotta pull this up.
Can I tell you a horror book I bought in Italy?
Okay.
So I was in Italy last week online, and I bought I bought a history book, and I bought some graphic novels. But just before we went on to the last train that took us to the airport, I found a bookshop that sold books in English. It was a really cool bookshop, and I bought this.
Oh, We Have Always Lived in the Cat. That's a good one.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's not that long as well, so that will work for Horror Mayhem. It's quite cool because it's got Italian price tag on the thing. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I've always wanted to read it.
I'm trying to remember all the details of the plot. It may have another.
Yeah, I'm trying not to find out about it. I want to read it as blind as I can.
That's why I'm not telling you which prompts. I'm just saying I think it's 2. I may be wrong.
Right. Deckled edges.
That's cool.
Nice.
It's a very nice version, actually. It's got flaps as well.
Oh, French flaps.
Oh, the French flaps. Look at you. Fancy.
French flaps from Italy.
Now there's 36 squares in the bingo card, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot to choose from.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if anyone's going to fill out all of them.
Ollie said
Ollie will.
Ollie will.
Well, he might be rereading short stories that he knows that, because some of them I don't know. Because a lot of stories I want to read are some I haven't read before, and I don't know what prompts they're going to fill. I can sort of guess, but
yeah. Well, there's a secret about Ollie that a lot of people don't know. When Ollie does reading events, he goes up to a cabin in the outermost regions of Scotland, and he never speaks to his family, and he just reads constantly, and he doesn't eat for a whole month. So he doesn't tell people about that.
Is this the Hobbit hole?
Him and St. Johnny.
It's in the Outer Hebrides. That's where he goes. And if he's in the chat now, he'd say, "Yeah, you're right, Gareth. That's what I do," and that's how he gets all the prompts done.
The Highlands.
That's a fact.
I believe it.
Just catch up here real quick.
Story.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Alan.
No, I said true story. I believe it.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
I know how Ollie. First of all, he reads pretty fast. Not as fast as Steve Donahue, but he's very dedicated. And when he's reading, he's just reading. He's not picking up his phone and checking his texts. And so when he reads for an hour, he get that whole hour done, and he can probably get 100 pages done.
Yeah,
That's how he does it.
Yeah.
And me, I read for an hour.
He's in the wild forests of Scotland as well, remember? And he never speaks to his family, and he doesn't eat. That's the important thing.
Got to be disciplined.
Sure.
Yeah. You might notice in his videos, when he doesn't eat for a month, you can tell, you can see it.
When he comes back, yeah.
The problem is, would he be hungry if he came to that and worried about, oh, wait a second, he's going to, that cannibalism story, true life. He's hungry.
He eats his own foot while he reads.
All right, so MJ is going to last week of the writing class, really loving it, not the grind. Jenny, if you ever visit the UK, we'll teach you drinking games bad. And Jess is definitely up for that. Just put me away somewhere.
Boy, I got a killer drinking game called Mexican Dice.
Yeah, we're not getting that deep.
Sick of Conjuring movies. The creepy demon nun is
Well, the
one
Conjuring
of those
movies
images stuck in my head. Yeah, I got to go watch some more of those.
Yeah, there's 7 of them.
This was Biscuit Chat.
But that's interesting, Dave.
About the Conjuring movies?
Yes, and the Warrens. Yeah.
Yeah. They're pretty good movies. I mean, I've only seen the first few, but
Yeah,
they're definitely worth it. After you watch the first one, Alan, I think you'll want to move on to the second one. Kat, it is Biscuit Chat. Sometimes we get sidetracked, but don't worry. That's optimistic. I'm living the dream. Finish up a long ass work day. Believe in the haunting or the cursed museum. No touchy, or you get possessed. No touchy, Dave. Just kidding. I would love to drink with you and everyone. I always like to drink. It doesn't matter who it is. I'd even drink with Gareth. It's okay with me.
Well, maybe we will have a drinking game on a live show and have it for 15 minutes. Like, now we have a drinking game and cut it off after 15 minutes.
If you, I mean, we could do it, but if you do it, you make sure you invite me because I'm definitely down for that.
Well, it could be like there's people doing the drinking game, and there's one person on the stream who's like the nurse character. They'll just turn it off if it gets too wild and people are saying stuff they shouldn't be saying. You go, right, this goes off now.
You have one of those editors saying if one of them goes on a drunken rant and starts raging against.
Get a monitor. We have to get a monitor.
Yep.
Maybe Olive can be the monitor.
Yeah. You can do
I'm not sure I trust the dog to be a good monitor.
Well, she'd be good. Right?
You don't know dog. Dogs would go, oh, Gareth's licking his own. That's fine.
He's one of us.
He's one of us, yes.
Let's touch back. Uh-oh.
Oh, we can do that. Well, I tell you, if we get really pissed, we can eat dog biscuits as part of the live stream, as part of the biscuit discussion.
Hey, if I lose enough rounds, I might just start eating.
I have to eat cat treat. I don't have dog biscuits. I have to eat a cat treat.
Cat treats. Yeah, catnip. Hey, I've heard that's good. My cat loves catnip.
Mo, mine do too.
Yeah, I can see a line or two of that.
We got to try it. Never say never, right?
Right.
Whoa. All right, we're way behind. Let me catch up here. Hold on.
All right, we gotta be like, keep quiet and let's catch up on the.
Yeah. Jess and Jenny really egging each other on here. Question for you four: in relation to horror mayhem, was there ever a time when you were scared from reading a book? Like, I got to turn on the light scale. Well, clearly that happened to Alan when he was reading The Exorcist.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I'm hesitant of going back to it.
Oddly enough, I have not really been scared like that because I always know this is just a book and there are no such things as little possessed girls. Now, what scares me
Real life
is real life nonfiction. when they talk about some of the people in control of our country right now or want to be in control.
Yeah.
And those scared the bejesus out of me. Like, okay, can I?
Well, that's funny you say that, Greg, because last night I saw Civil War. You know the film that Alex
Did you really
Garland's.
see that?
I saw it last night. So this is like literally what you just said about how scared you are about the situation in America with the sort of, the political situation. And that kind of plays out as if it gets really bad and America's in its own civil war. And it's done really well. I thought it was really good. It's kind of a tribute to photojournalism as well, in a way.
Right.
But
but the premise is, from what I know, is California and Texas hook up somehow, and I'm going, no, that's never.
Yeah, but I saw someone comment that on the video, and they've missed the point. When I watched an interview with Alex Garland, who's English, he said it's not about the specifics of where it is; it's about what happens when that happens, and he's trying to get a discussion going and trying to get people to say, actually, we don't want this to happen. Let's try and stop this from happening. That's what the film's about.
Okay.
So it doesn't really matter. What bits
apparently killed at the box office.
I like Kirsten Dunst.
You said it got killed, or it did a good job?
Did a good job. It killed. It did a good job for.
Well, that's good. That's good. I think it deserves to. It's done really well, I think, and then it's got a lot of really poignant moments, and there's a really tense scene that is hinted at in the trailer. And it's done so well. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know how that scene's going to end, and it's just like, oh my god, it's so uncomfortable. It's good.
Is that the scene where someone's walking up to a soldier and said, "We're Americans," and you go, "Well, what type of American?" or something like that. And it's like, well, the thing is, we have that here now. I mean, really, we are two countries. Whether you like it, there are people.
Three if you count Mississippi. But go ahead.
Well, here's a story. It was back in the '90s. I was visiting a friend. He was having a guest at a big party, and we're sitting down with a guy who liked to do Civil War battle recreations, and that's where you get a side dress up the Union, side dress up as the Confederates, and you recreate battles. And he said he does not like to recreate battles with Southerners, because they don't realize it's a recreation. they still think they're fighting the war.
I know
this was the 90s. So this is way before our current political situation.
Flags. I used to have a big ass Confederate flag, not as big as that, but big from a dorm room window. My high school mascot was the Bowser Rebels. I drew the logo of a rebel guy on a horse with his rapier or sword, So, I mean, I wouldn't fly one these days, of course, but
in the film, it's interesting because that scene, they set up something in the previous scene. They kind of focus on some characters that are not the main characters. I'm not going to do any spoilers, but it's really interesting because it ends up being about that, and you don't know. It's really volatile because it's not actually about the main characters who are quite safe. It's about the other characters, and you're like, is this going to kick off? And it's really, I think it's done well. And Alex Garland's got a great history. I mean, he did Ex Machina. He wrote the script for 28 Days Later. He did The Beach. He wrote the script for I, Robot, which I think is a good script, even though it's nothing to do with the story, but it's a good script. I think he's an interesting filmmaker. So,
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think that's part of why it did so well. I mean, not like Avengers killing it, but for an indie studio, it was. So I think it was part because of his reputation at this point. He's got the cult of what do they call it? The cult of A24 or something. And just people being really interested in that subject matter right now. Because
the thing is, like you say, most people really don't want a civil war, no matter what side you're on. Most of us.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember when I was growing up in the suburbs of Maryland, we had a congressman as a next door neighbor.
Oh.
Just because, that's where he came from, Ohio. And it used to be that everyone who was in Congress brought their families down to DC area and bought a house, and their kids went to the same schools. And it only became, I guess, in the 90s when Newt Gingrich told people, don't bring your families down here. And his one theory was he doesn't want daughters dating sons of the other political party. And that, you know, that could happen. But the book I read, it says, really, when you do live here, your sons and daughters are together and you're much more willing to compromise. When you're sitting at a PTA meeting and you got a Republican over here and a Democrat over there, and you're just both concerned about your kids and doing the best thing. But when you separate them, then you can say the other side is the wrong side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so that'd be the one thing I think would be great is just bring them all back and force you to live with each other.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yep. Let's see. Cat's Novel Adventures does Mad Libs on her Wednesday night spring chats. Really?
Really?
Oh no.
You have to go check that out.
Yeah.
But
That's
the important
awesome.
thing is she do shots while she's doing it. That's I watch a lot of
Heidi's a new subscriber, I think, to my channel, and Heidi's put some really cool comments on my recent videos. So hi Heidi, and thanks. And I'm pretty sure you're new to the channel, I think. So sorry if you're not, but I love the recent comments you put up. So thanks.
Yeah, it's funny because sometimes people that are not new, and then they just never leave a comment, and all of a sudden leave a comment, and you're like, oh, hello.
I get that every now and then. Because I usually don't comment, but you said something. It's like, oh, you've been watching all this time and never said a word. And
yeah, but that's most of us. You know, that was me before I started my own channel. So
yes, it's fun. That old BookTube oldie tag. I should have mentioned Roz in it. I've known her for 6 years too. Roz at Scaladellian about the books. I remember when she was just I like to call them commenter extraordinaires. And then they start their own channel, and it takes off, and they have a really great experience in that. So another one is Patrice Jones. She was my buddy reader, James Baldwin buddy reader. She's got a channel now called 2-minute reviews. Another example of a commenter extraordinaire making their own channels, and
it's great when that happens.
Yeah, no, it's great, seeing Roz on that recent London meetup, and she's really easy to talk to. She's lovely.
She's breaking her flippers though. She broke her shoulder last week. I like to blame it on the dog. She watches her daughter Matilda, Tilly's dog. Every time she watches the dog, she's breaking her ankle or shoulder or arm. It's a joke, but Ross is great.
Okay, I had a group chat request on Instagram. I look like a jerk because I had no idea. My poor friends waited 2 months until I popped in. Let's go quick retirement. Lucky. Yeah, that's me. That's me, guy.
Yeah.
With the Jack actor from the Twilight Zone.
That's a great episode. Telly Savalas.
That is. It sure is.
Who loves you, baby?
I saw s'mores and said those are familiar. Yeah, you haven't been eating.
That was a while ago. I think we are behind. It was.
That's what I'm saying. We're so far behind. I was so far behind. I gotta get
I'm hopefully filming my 20th Twilight Zone video this weekend.
Tiramisu Oreos. Has anybody tried tiramisu Oreos?
Oh no.
I'd like to.
I wish they brought back the strawberry milkshake. I had never heard of the strawberry milkshake Oreos, but those sound awesome.
Ooh, yeah.
Beginning of Speaks the Nightbird was super scary, difficult to read. Any of you guys read that?
I haven't.
I know that one. Who's that by?
I used to read his books whenever they came out. And then he quit for like 10 years or something like that. And I never went back to reading them.
Wait, who is that?
Robert R. McCammon.
Oh, that's McCammon.
Oh.
Yeah.
Those are always really long, though, right?
Stephen King, but he's popular. And then I don't know what happened.
Huh.
But he stopped publishing for like 10, 12 years. I
He
think.
started again, hasn't he?
What?
He started again, hasn't he?
He has.
He also wrote like some couple mainstream novels, which I liked a lot. Boys Town and Going South.
Those aren't really purely mainstream, but I remember him talking. He wrote a book about a circus in Europe, which was mainstream, and his publisher going, "Why do you want us to publish this?"
Oh.
And then he just like gave up and just said, "Nah, you know." Took a decade off, and then he came back with a vengeance. He created that Speaks the Nightbird series, which was very popular. I have it on my Kindle, but I haven't read it yet.
It's nice when authors do a variety of different things, though, isn't it? You know, I don't think people have to be
the best at that. The author Dan Simmons.
Yeah.
He started off as a horror author. He did some mystery. He did some action thrillers. He had one set during about World War II with Ernest Hemingway as the main character. And then he wrote some science fiction.
You recommended that one about Hearts of Five, or what is it, Greg?
I don't recommend that. No, I haven't read it. That's sort of a mystery with Sherlock Holmes in it, but I have not read it, so I can't really recommend it.
Oh, what's it called, though? See if I can find it.
I don't remember.
Did you read that, Alan?
No, but I like Dan Simmons. I've read Drood. And
you did read Drood?
Oh, yes. My buddy read that years ago with God, she doesn't make videos anymore. Celia out of Norway. I'm looking for.
I picked up a nice hard copy of that for $1, and I didn't know if I would ever get around to reading it, but it was $1, so I grabbed it.
It's good. Yeah, I really enjoy it. You know, Wilkie Collins and Charles Dickens are main characters, and the underbelly of London.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I won't give any spoilers away. You'd like it, Dave.
All right.
I'm sure
some time for it. Jess wants to know if anybody bakes. Any of you guys bake?
No,
I don't bake.
Yeah, I want chip butty as well. That was probably when I was talking about chips. Look, Jenny knows how cool chip butties are.
What's the chip butty? A UK cookie?
It's
biscuits?
It's like a small portion of chips in a bread roll. That's it.
No, my wife bakes occasionally.
Oh, she does.
Yeah.
And my favorite thing for her to make is what we call bacon crack. It's
bacon crack.
Bacon crack.
Your wife bakes crack.
It's called. It's bacon. Usually, you get like thick cut bacon.
Little cocaine.
You put on maple syrup, and then you put on some brown sugar, and you bake it in the oven.
That sounds amazing.
That's why I call it bacon crack. I'll take this over crack any day.
That sounds amazing. Oh my God.
Churro
Oreos. Oreos.
I wish I knew how to bake. You know, speaking of Raj, she's a great baker. You know, baking is a real science.
Yeah. It is. It's not easy.
Measurements.
No, it's not.
Well, there are people that are kind of inclined to be a good cook, and it's in their nature, isn't it? It's like they're naturally good cooks. They know they have a thing about them. They just get it right.
Science, yeah. You got to measure everything.
Yeah, and you get like timing is like 1 minute, right? Is so critical.
True.
Yeah.
Churro Oreos. I have not seen these, but I feel like I need to try them.
Yeah.
Coaster, is that hardtack? What's that a reference to?
I think my he's making fun of my biscuits.
Oh.
No, I don't know.
Cereal for snacking.
Hard biscuits. Correct.
Cat loves baking cookies from scratch. Everything else is. I only go with the mixes. That's the extent of my bacon. The pre-mix. What's the name?
Betty Crocker.
Yeah, or the Nestle. Right. The pre.
Boy. Yeah, those are great.
I'll ask the girls. I'll be like, "You guys want me to make you some?" It'll be like late. We're watching TV. I'm like, "You guys want me to make you some cookies?" And all I do is open that package and slice it up and stick them in.
Sure.
Really, I am just starting this summer to bake. Okay, let us know if you come up with anything good, Jess.
Yeah.
Flavor combinations. I must scratch the sniff stickers. I do remember the scratch the sniff stickers. Do you guys collect stickers when you were little or no?
Yeah, I did.
I did. Yeah. I collected Wacky Packs. I don't know if anyone here remembers Wacky Packs.
Wacky Packs.
Greg's back on the drugs again. Greg is constantly talking about drugs. He's standing there naked. Unbelievable. Can't believe
Wacky Packs were stickers.
I didn't think we needed rules for the show, Greg, but I mean, I guess we do.
But Wacky Packs were stickers, and it was based on products. And so you have those lava soap or something.
Yes.
And my favorite one was, Rolling Stone magazine, right?
Oh, yeah.
They called it was just Rolling Stoned. There's a picture of a guy on a motorcycle drinking. And my father went ballistic when he saw that. He was like so incensed.
This sounds like those Garbage Pail Kids. You remember those?
Exactly.
I think after my time, but yeah.
I still like stickers. Here's one Greg would like, or I bet all you guys will like this.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah. I like stickers. I send them to people. Like I keep it secret. I'm going to send some to MJ because I want. MJ has their own stickers for her channel. I've got a few. I've got stickers like all over the place. See that? Yeah.
Yeah, MJ's good with the marketing. I think we could all learn a good lesson from her. So Heidi, this is how far back we are. Heidi's talk about how her husband's back 5 days a week. That's what we were talking about going.
Oh, yeah.
Remote talk. Speaks a Nightbird sounds interesting. It did. I'm going to have to look that up. I'd never heard of that before. Baking process. More baking. Sunflower seeds. Sunflower seeds. I like sunflower seeds. You guys like sunflower seeds?
Yeah, they're all right.
I like pumpkin seeds better, but
I feel like it's a nice low calorie snack,
Sure.
I like pistachios.
Oh, I love pistachios.
You can get the pistachios with these like jalapeno flavorings or spicy Thai flavoring. I just love those.
Oh, yes, I haven't had the jalapeno ones, but I need to.
Jalapeno.
I need to try. I need to look out for those.
Walmart had them. So if Walmart has them, I'm sure other grocery stores in the aisle.
Oh, I didn't know. I love jalapeno flavor stuff.
Me too. Jalapeno.
Big Book Just Flies, historical fiction, but reminded me of Justice of Kings, which is fantasy. Big series too. Okay. At home, he's about 28. His circuits make it the best solution. Yeah, it's become more common. I mean,
that was a while ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a while ago. That's how far back we are. Boy's Life by Robert McCann. Boy's Life is pretty long, though, right?
No, it's like 500 pages, 400 pages. Not super.
Oh, okay.
Long. Swan Song is his big one, which is like 800, 900 pages.
Okay. Don't his books tend to be on the longer side, though? Or no?
Yeah.
His earlier books were normal sized.
Okay.
I've
got Baal to read, but Baal's not supposed to be one of his best, is it?
Which one?
Baal, Baal.
Yeah, that's his first one. I reread it about a year ago.
Oh.
It's a little uneven in places, but that's just a new author trying to do stuff. But it was fine. I also like the second book, Bethany's Sin.
Yeah.
I read that when I was in high school, and it was just, for a high school student, it was out there and kind of amazing. But nowadays, I think he would get hit up by for being misogynistic in that book.
Yeah.
Then you
got Gareth, you read that one?
Which one?
Bethany's Sin?
No.
Okay.
I mean, that's true of a lot of stuff today, though. Like Gareth and I talk about Twilight Zone all the time lately. Gareth, I was just thinking this last night, Gareth. I just watched 2. Remember the episode 2?
Yeah.
And I got the end of that, and I was like, I got the end of that. And I'm like, wow, that was a really chauvinist episode.
Which one was it?
Well,
that was the one where there's like
pretty, doesn't she?
Yeah, there's been like that's the one where there's been like a big. It's like right at the beginning of season 3. There's been a big war. And like everything's decimated, and these 2 soldiers, all they know is they have different uniforms, and one is a guy and one is a girl. And so of course they're hostile when they first meet, but of course they start to learn why are we angry at each other. But like a major premise was like they're both dressed in uniforms, and he tries to get her to wear like a sexy dress, and at the end she just wears the sexy dress with her gun on. And I'm like, I wouldn't fly today. This kind of episode.
Charles Bronson and Elizabeth Montgomery in it.
Yeah.
Charles Bronson.
Yeah. But one of the interesting things about the episode, though, that I think is really cool, and I think it's kind of unusual, is that she's the savage one, isn't she? And he's the gentle one.
Yeah.
So it's kind of going against type. So I do think that's kind of interesting. But then the whole stuff about the dress is a bit crap. But But yeah.
So Brian missed the Zappa concert, bailing a friend out of jail. Weird. I don't remember what we were talking about when that came up.
So, yeah.
It's a beautiful story.
In Cleveland, Ohio, back in the day, and it was great. I won free tickets. Now that you mention it, yeah.
Oh, that was when you were talking about being waking up naked in the blanket.
Yeah, my friend had to drive home. Don't. Yeah, I'm notorious for concerts. I'll tell you. I saw Stevie Ray Vaughan twice. I have a T-shirt to prove it.
That's cool, Al.
Yeah.
Okay,
Witchcrafty. I'm going to try and get some witches stuff done. I might actually read one of the Pratchett witches books for the witches. I don't know. I'm trying not to read full novels until the end of the month, but I might do a bit of Pratchett's. I've got a whole box of Pratchett stuff, and I haven't read all of them, so I could grab one of those.
Yeah, I
haven't read.
I have not found, I don't know of a witch story yet, but I'm kind of hoping my my book on Virginia stories is going to include a witch or two. So I'm just guessing.
Yeah.
Syrup cookies biscuits cause a specific kind of mayhem. What are syrup cookies?
I don't know.
Syrup flavored cookies?
Must be a southern thing.
Yeah. This is a long time ago, but Brian, if you're still here, tell us what syrup cookies are. Historical fantasy. At the end of the month. Oh, is that the drinking show?
I like Dark Alchemy.
I have read it. I read that. I read it when it first came out in hardcover.
Pennywise.
I don't know if you saw my Vote for the King video, but I said if I bring it as one of the options, it'll be because I know I've got loads of time spare that I can go into it properly because it's massive in it. But I'm going to be putting up 3 books for people watching to vote, and I haven't read it yet, so it could come up at some point.
It's actually a pretty easy book. It's long, but it's not. As I remember, I read it in my 20s when when did it come out? Was it 80s? It must have been in the 80s, like 80s.
Early 80s, yeah. I'm sure it's early 80s. Yeah.
I have to stay away from historical fiction, or I'll mix my recollection up with my history reads.
Yeah.
That would help get through it bad. I don't remember which one that was.
That's probably talking about it.
It. Okay.
She might be talking about this live stream.
Yeah, Kat. So that's my problem. Because I'm such a slow reader, I get scared away from books that long. Like I've wanted to read The Stand for forever. I've watched the miniseries. I can't tell you how many times, and but it's just so long. It just makes me nervous. I don't know that I can finish it.
Colonel Flag. I like The Stand.
Yeah.
Well, I want to get to the point where I've read every book that I own by him, because there's like 20 odd I haven't read. I've got 60, whatever. And I know that it'll take time, but I will get to The Stand but I'm going to do them after I read some others. You know what I mean? I don't want to read them first because I feel like I'll just. I don't know. I mean, they are two of the best, apparently, aren't they? So
I started reading King really early. You know, like Greg probably.
yeah.
But you're talking about.
Yeah, I read Night Shift. I read Night Shift when I was about 15.
I was about 14, 15 for Night Shift. About my But I remember when it was a brand new paperback coming out in the drugstore spinner racks. If anyone remembers those.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
That copy
They still have
those? Is really cool.
You
With
don't see
those
those
eyes on the front.
All right, so I'll take a look. Let's check it out. All right, we're getting there.
Yeah.
I just caught up on everything. How bad you ditched us once. It's amazing, man. I'm like the only one that like didn't read these King books as a youngster.
Yeah, that's something I was going to bring up. That BookTube has really changed my. I found myself in my dotage, or ever since my 40s or so. I got really critical and snobbish in my reading. And I lost that like magic I had as a youngster. I've read all kinds of crime fiction too. I used to read that. I used to read a lot of plays primarily. I was a theater major in the 80s.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, but like the different, I guess, the reading Sherlock Holmes and then the Spring into Adventure and then this a horror mayhem. It just reminded me of that. It's bringing back a fresh attitude to me.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
I think go on.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, I think reading should be fun. I think that's the first thing that reading should give you, and if you want to read stuff that is layered and you can look up the meaning of life and the human condition, that's all good. But to do that constantly, I think you'll be missing out on some other levels of enjoyment in reading,
Yeah. You definitely need a healthy mix.
I like the audiobook of The Blade itself by Stephen Pacey. It's a good narration. A lot of people don't like that series for whatever reason.
I read the first one, and it took a while to get going, but it won me over by the end of it.
Well, the problem is, I think, I'm not a huge fantasy reader, and I gather that what entertains people in fantasy are the epic quests, where you have the brave heroes against the evil, whatever, and in this world that Abercrombie creates, everyone's sort of either evil or ambiguous. Your favorite character is a torturer.
Yeah. Absolutely. It's kind of rooting for them. Yeah, but people are loving that as well. So I think the thing with fantasy in the last sort of 20 years is it's got more versatile. It's expanded the definition of what you might expect to find in a fantasy book, which is cool because in my teenage days when I was reading David Eddings and Mythico Wood and stuff that was, and the Shannara books, they were all kind of Tolkien rip-offs, so it's good that now in the last 20 years fantasy's expanding to other things. It's cool.
Yeah, well,
which is not saying I don't think. Go on.
Well, we've definitely had the rise of the anti-hero, which we didn't really I mean, decades ago it was more just heroes, not so many anti-heroes. But
you had Thomas Covenant in the 80s. I guess he was like the first big anti-hero in fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
And there are still some readers who absolutely loathe that character and can't read the series.
That doesn't get mentioned a lot on BookTube, does it? Which is interesting, isn't it?
No, I think it's because just a lot of people cannot accept Thomas Covenant as a hero of a book. Even though I think the author set him up very well for what he now. Can I do a little bit of a teeny bit of a spoiler, like 50 pages in.
Yeah.
And the whole idea is that Thomas Covenant is a real man in the real earth. He's an author, published a very popular book, and he came down with leprosy. And he got cured. But what happens with leprosy is that you lose your sensation to feel things. So if I touch this, I can't feel it. So what happens is, if you have this, you have to always check your body to make sure, oh, I have a slice on my finger. I better go stitch that up, because you won't know unless you look for it. And he's also impotent. And he's totally ostracized by the town that he lives in. And he's transported to this fantasy land. And this young, beautiful 15-year-old girl heals him with this magic mud. All of a sudden, his leprosy is gone. He feels all the sensations in his body again. And he says, I'm dreaming. This is not real. And he rapes the 15-year-old girl because all of a sudden, he can get an erection again. And people just say, oh, that is just way so beyond the pale. But you have to remember, if you were in that situation, what would you have done?
I like your response to that. You got to understand that if you're in that situation, you'd rape her as well.
No, the thing is, most people wouldn't, but you can understand how someone could.
Yeah, I think if you read a heinous act in a book, you have to take it. That's what that character's doing. And if it's a good book and it's a good story, then you run with it, don't you? You don't go, well, I'm not going to read it anymore because I don't agree with that. You know, because you'd never read anything that had anything horrible in it, would you?
Right.
One of my favorite fantasy authors is Ken Follett, and me and Jeremy Fee.
That's not fantasy.
Sure it is.
It's historical fiction.
Well, okay. Yeah.
What happened to Dave?
I don't know.
He wanted us to recreate the beginning credits of Dallas. So he's put us like this. So I am Pam Ewing.
But what was I going to say? We recently finished the Kingsbury series. It started with Pillars of the Earth. I guess that's not really fantasy. There's no magic in it.
No, it's historical fiction.
Yeah. I stand corrected. So,
yeah, it does need magic in it, doesn't it?
Yeah. What was I talking about? Were we talking about world building, or I don't know? Forgive me.
We were talking. Well, it might have been. We started talking about the Abercrombie First Law trilogy a little while ago.
The Blade itself.
Yeah, is that what you were thinking about, Al?
No, because I haven't read that. In fact,
you think about Gene Wolfe?
Gene Wolfe. Well, the thing with Gene Wolfe, everything I hear about the Shadow of the Torture series just sounds like it would do my head in.
It's complicated. Because you're reading this and you're thinking, oh, I'm reading this fantasy series. And then you're reading it, wait a second. Is this fantasy? Yeah. Or is it really just set so far in the future that we don't recognize the technology anymore?
Yeah. Well, it is set in the future, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's got fancy elements, isn't it?
It's set when the sun around is beginning to die. So it's set millions and millions of years in the future.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've yet to read this.
Hi, Dave. I was getting a little bit worried because I had the prompts for Horror Mayhem and ultimately another way to communicate to people on this iPad, and it's died. So if you just disappeared for good, I don't know if I'd ever find you to go, what's going on, Dave?
Wait a second. I don't see Dave. Is Dave back?
Yeah.
Dave's back.
Now you don't see me?
Okay, because I'm seeing this huge blank screen that should be me, and I'm seeing Gareth, and I'm seeing Alan.
Oh my God, this is like a Twilight Zone episode. Me and Al are going to disappear in a minute from Greg's vision.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a slow process.
I don't hear Dave either.
Oh, really?
This live stream has been presented by Richard Matheson.
Uh-huh.
If Dave is talking, I don't hear him.
Wait, can everybody else?
Is he talking?
I can hear him. Yeah.
Who?
Oh, can you hear him?
I can't. Hold on. Dave.
Yeah.
Remove me from the stream and then add me back in. Just really quick, remove and add, and that's. Nope. I just see you guys. I don't see Dave.
Can you hear me?
Did you hear that?
No.
Wow.
Get your phone out, Greg, and so you can hear it on.
I tell you what, Greg, you don't want to see Dave. Dave's naked now.
No.
Wait, you still can't see yourself either, Greg?
I don't know what's going on. I can't. I just have this big screen. It's like it's one of those displays where my display is bigger than your displays.
Yeah.
Oh, whatever, mate. What a poster. My display is bigger than yours.
I just like.
It's not a pissing contest, no.
It's not.
Yeah.
Go on your phone, Greg.
My display's fine. I don't have to have one as big as yours, mate. Yeah, it's about how you use your display. It's not how big it is.
All right. So if you can see Dave, I'm going to remove myself again.
That's a setting on the bottom. That's a setting on the bottom, Greg. What about now?
No. It is like messed up.
If you have
you
one
can't see
box,
Al now.
wait.
I can see Alan and Gareth, but no Dave.
Everybody quiet for a second.
Can't hear him either.
Oh, he can't.
Now I can't hear Gareth. Gareth is laughing like mad, but I can't hear him.
Can you hear me?
Alan, are you talking?
No, I am now.
I can hear Alan, but I can't hear Gareth.
That's because I'm pretending. You can't hear me really.
Oh wow.
Greg is Greg. Dave is being particularly translucent tonight, so it might be just that it's just one of those things. You can see him, but he's like see-through tonight.
No, I don't even see his icon.
Wow. All right, I'm gonna remove myself and I'll come back in. Hold on.
You can't really see the. No. What? No,
Dave's back.
Can you hear me, Greg?
No, not at all. I don't see Dave at all.
Gareth, hey Gareth, can you tell him, because he was talking about one.
I'm going to try one thing. I'm
He's not interrupting you because he can't hear you.
I'm just going to cancel this stream and go back in and let's see if that fixes up the problem.
You do that. Al's gone to the toilet, I think. Go on, Dave. What are you saying?
Listen, when he comes back, can you tell him below the screen there's the settings for the gallery view? And I think he got it on the wrong view because he's seeing one square really big and other squares really little. And I think that's part of his problem. He's got to click on the right gallery view.
Okay.
I don't know. All right. Anyway, let's get through a couple more comments here when we're so far behind. Let me just okay. Oh no.
What's happened?
Oh no.
What?
I lost all the comments from. Oh no, I didn't. Okay.
I still have them. It's still popping up.
Just gagged with the movie. I mean, it is quite disgusting. It's one of my favorite films by a mile. I can't tell you how much I love that film. If you stand there like that, on my screen, Al, you've got a tattoo of a duck on your forehead. It's beautiful.
So, you know what? I think when I got kicked off, it looks like it put me right back. Oh wait, there's Greg.
Hello again.
Hello.
I can see Dave again.
Can you hear me?
Hey!
Hear you all.
All right, excellent. So I think what happened was not with you, Greg. I don't know what happened with you, but I think with the comments, I don't think we lost any. Look, I don't have any.
I see all the comments.
Huh?
I see all the comments.
All the way back to the beginning?
All the way back from the beginning? Hold on, I haven't tried.
Yeah, I do.
I
see basically all the comments.
All right, so I'm going to click on this one. This is from, look, this is how far we are behind. This is exactly an hour ago. This is bad.
It's an hour ago.
I think this is where I left off. Is this where I left off? Did we? Because there are comments before that.
That was the last one.
Okay,
that was the last one.
All right, let's catch up here. Fly Movie's disgusting. We're gonna go real quick here. Steamy. I'm gonna put them all up, but I'm not gonna read them all.
Yeah, yeah.
That one's for you, Olive. All right, this quick. Oh, Haunting of Hill House.
Haunting of Hill House is a great book.
Yeah, I read that. Yeah, it's really good.
Best ever read. So I liked it, but I was a little I was a little underwhelmed. I was expecting it to be better based on the reputation, but I don't know. Maybe I need to read it again.
No, I think that's just an issue with books' reputation. Sometimes they're so big that you just, there's some books can't match.
Nim likes my spiced rum.
I've never drank rum very much. Captain Morgan.
This is Kraken Black spiced rum that I have upstairs.
Huh.
This is kind of talking about if we did that drinking game live stream, 12-hour stream.
The problem is it's kind of strong, and I'd have to take small shots.
Yeah, that's the Captain Morgan stuff.
Biscuits and booze.
Biscuits and booze.
You can do biscuits and booze. That sounds like a plan.
Sounds like my breakfast.
That was the copyrights. We were talking about copyright strikes.
Yeah, a long time ago, an hour ago.
It's next Hermit Hole. Yeah, he had like that Hobbit hole, right? When he went on vacation, it literally looked like a little Hobbit hole.
Yeah.
Oh, here's what Ginger's saying. We're talking about reading under I get a cat with me a lot of the time.
I have to get up and walk around and do other things as well, but
no.
I'm looking into the ADHD thing, aren't I? So,
oh, that's interesting. Some leaders are not playing it.
Civil War comment.
Hey, Hannah. I don't know if you're still here, but
hey, Hannah.
Yeah, I mentioned Hannah when I was talking about DC. Hey, Hannah.
Yeah. Oh, enjoying supper with you all. Okay, great.
Yeah, she's still eating supper. That's a big meal. She's still eating it an hour later.
Not MJ. She's working out again. Nah.
Yeah, that was when I asked if I thought Heidi was new.
Yeah.
And
one man and Roger had a video of an unboxing and mentioned check out book songs.
That was an awesome box he sent him. I saw that.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, thanks. That was I felt like I needed to return the favor.
Daniel's here.
Because he's only looking at the cool box as well. Have you got your box yet, Dave?
I have not. I'm anxiously awaiting.
Fascists. Yeah,
he's on the other side of the country from me, so I don't know.
I got all excited about this sending box thing, and my wife's like, "You can't send any more. It's like 20 odd quid to send the box." She's like, "You can't do any more." I was like, "Okay."
Yeah, that's what I was telling you. I felt bad when you were telling me you're sending the box. It costs like a fortune.
Yeah, I was planning to send 4 or 5 other ones to other people, But
the problem is when you're sending books overseas, you have to really consider: can you just go overseas and buy it for the postage?
Yeah. Get a plane ticket and buy it in person in a shop, and it'll be cheaper. Yeah, I know what you mean.
I agree. Yeah,
I couldn't believe it. That box, because I found an alternative way. But if you use our Royal Mail, normal post office, that box I sent Mike, that was going to be 50 quid to send.
Yeah.
I managed to find a slightly cheaper one, but 50 quid.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Jess remembers the Garbage Pail Kids.
Yeah, those are funny.
Those were always grabbing the guys in my
Funny
house.
stuff. I had it going on when I was a kid. I miss it. Turning 60, I ruminate sometimes, and seems like yesterday.
You need to see a doctor about that, Al.
What's that?
You need to see a doctor about that if you're ruminating.
Don't ruminate.
Don't ruminate on the live stream, mate. Jesus.
It hurts yourself, man.
It's the old ruminism. Yeah, I like to mispronounce words on purpose.
Greg, when he disappears again, we'll say Al's ruminating again.
All right.
Remember when you were on Gareth for the first time or something, and I forgot to delete or.
It was bizarre. The noises that were coming from your camera was just. Me and Greg were chatting away. What the hell is going on in our house?
I remember that one. I was like, oh, I better keep that mute button next time Alan goes off.
Yeah. I found where the mute button is. So
I was just worried about what you were eating, because clearly there was stuff going on in your body that defies definition.
Oh, jeez. Do you want to continue with the comments?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Have you guys ever read Michael McDowell?
Blackwater. He did a series called Blackwater.
And then The Elementals.
Cold Moon over Babylon.
And The Elementals.
The Elementals.
Yeah, I'd like to read those. Scott Bryant turned me on those.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, I've heard he's really good.
Right,
John.
Right. I'm sure she's gone.
Yeah, she's long gone now. Hyperion. So much horror, I was surprised. So unique, nothing else like it.
Dan
Scholar's
Simmons
Tales
again.
is with you.
Yeah, I think Hyperion was pretty special, really. Yeah, I was quite impressed with that, and it does stay with you, I think.
Yeah, the first book of the Hyperion Cantos is just top notch. The other three books, they're okay. I mean, they're not bad books, but they're not to that level Hyperion is. I mean, Hyperion really stands up there with Dune, I think, is one of the greatest science fiction novels ever written. And why other books are just meh, they're other books, you know.
Yeah, 1990 Hugo Award winner. Hyperion.
The zombie.
But other than those novels, I haven't read any other Dan
Song
of Kali. That's his first novel.
Yeah, read that.
Hey, it's a good one.
Jess is going to eat and edit. Bye, Jess.
Bye, Jess.
Bye, Jess.
Weird. I've been trying to make comments and I keep getting an error message. Then I got thrown out of the chat. That was Greg's fault.
What?
My fault.
Greg did that.
Can you stop messing with Pat's chat?
Yeah, you have to
Her
remember.
name is book chat with Pat. That means she needs to chat because it's book chat with Pat. Sorry, Pat. You want to chat, and we're not letting you chat. Sorry, Pat.
Now, Pat's channel is going to be over 1,000 subscribers by next week. Her channel's great. But she's a new booktuber who's hitting the ground running. She's doing like a video every day. It's Poetry Month, so that's why. But she's going to find BookTube takes up a lot of your time.
Yeah, we're having on our show. Is it 527? I think
520. I think
520 or 5. I'll have to check our schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did say to her on the Voxer today because she sends me a lot of messages. I said to her that me and Dave were looking at it.
I guess we're the only people that remember Wacky Packs.
Pat's going to be on 6/13.
6/13. No,
I just checked the schedule on the fridge.
All right.
Oh, we're gonna have to book her, Gareth. If she's in high
it'd be cool because she's lovely. It'd be cool. Chris Lieber.
Lieber is the which book to read.
That's a good one.
Okay. It's Dave.
Franz
Dave's
Lieber.
here. Yep. That's
Hi, Dave.
Fritz Lieber.
Dave tries to send me advice, and he doesn't realize, like, advice about my writing, and he doesn't realize I'm a complete numpty. So I'd like to be better, but I'm not as good as Dave.
You're a numpty.
I'm a numpty, an absolute numpty.
Like a Numpty Dumpty?
A numpty dumpty, why not? Yeah, I'll be a numpty dumpty. Yeah, Carrie's brilliant.
Yeah.
I really like Carrie.
You mentioned it looked like a duck had a tattoo on my forehead.
Yeah.
If you look closely, I have a scar here, like Harry Potter, where I fell over in Dublin.
Oh, I was so hoping you were going to say you were attacked by a duck.
No,
That would have been well good.
I was attacked at Bailey's Farm. Where they make Bailey's Irish Cream. It was a crazy night. I fell over they had peat fires and that. It was a good night.
Stephen King and Pat shares a birthday.
Wow.
Okay.
Whose birthday do they share?
They share the same birthday.
I share a birthday with Kylie Minogue. Come on.
I don't share a birthday with anyone you'd want to share a birthday with.
In the world.
Well, I share a birthday with Hillary Clinton.
Oh.
Okay.
Now, Heidi, did you start reading the Twilight Zone Companion after the super special Mark Scott Zachary episode on Is This Thing On, or were you already reading it before that?
If not, you need to watch it because it was very special. It was awesome, wasn't it? Getting him on.
That was a great
It was very, very special.
great episode. Yeah, you were like just like you couldn't calm down.
It was so cool because I thought I'd need to think of loads of questions, but he was just chatting away. It was so cool, wasn't it? We could just sit there and listen to him.
It was so easy. He was
What's that, Al?
No, he was really gregarious. I caught that show. I caught the tail end of it. Then he went off, and you guys continued. But
yeah, really interesting.
He was great. He's very gracious. A lot of King I haven't read, but I have a lot more books by other people that I haven't read.
good thing.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
It's true. Serve Me as my favorite episode. Yes, it is definitely. Top 5 for me.
That's my all-time favorite episode, Serve Man. So I'm up with Heidi on that one.
That's your all-time favorite?
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't think that's your all-time favorite.
I think I know the all-time favorite is what's it called again? About
Time Enough at Last is your all-time.
Time Enough at Last. Yes.
Time Enough at Last is what I named my band after, isn't it? We all love Henry Bemis. Did you know? I don't know if I've said this, but it's a cool thing. So obviously my band's called Bemis, and obviously the family and everyone knows that it was named after Henry Bemis. And when my son formed his own metal band, they were like, as a band, all 4 of them were talking about what name to call their band, and they all came up. I think it was even someone else's suggestion. They all came up with the idea of calling their band Henry.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's cool.
That's cool. That's cool.
What's the episode where Burgess Meredith breaks his glasses?
Time Enough at Last.
That's it. That's
That's
it.
the one. Oh yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And all our albums are named after Twilight Zone episodes. Every single one of them.
Ah.
Yeah. So our next album is our 10th album. That's going to be called It's a Good Life.
There's a question for you, Gareth.
I didn't know that you had 10 already.
Yeah. Well, I'll be the 10th. Do you have a copy of the Penguin book? Oh, no, I don't. No, I haven't got anyone on sale, which I should have, but I haven't got anyone on sale. That's awesome. Yeah. Well, so I know Fred does get that sort of stuff sometimes. But yeah.
Only the first Shannara book was a token ripoff. After the first, it became a unique series.
I've read the first 3. And he's written tons. I know he's written tons, but I've only read the first 3. I read the first 3 when I was a teenager.
I read
I
the
like
first
them.
3 when I was early 80s, something around there.
I did like them a lot, but yeah, I don't know how much it deviates from Tolkien's model necessarily. But yeah, they are well loved, and I definitely like the first 3. Well, you know,
Do you remember Brethren of the Ebon Night? This was so good. What does that mean?
that's a Pratchett reference, I think.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, which is so good. Yeah, Weird Sisters are good.
Tells me all my dad's James Herbert books. Around 8 or 9. Stephen King was too slow for me as a kid.
Yeah.
Jane.
Greg never gets leprosy.
Yeah, I hope, Greg. I think we all hope you never get leprosy, mate.
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping I don't get leprosy either.
Yeah. Al, I hope that you don't get leprosy as well, mate.
I'm bound to get it before he does.
Is that an ambition?
Probably like sharing a cigar with a leper or something, you know. That.
What about me?
No, you can get leprosy, mate.
You're good, I bet.
Dave gave up on the first Covenant book a third of the way through at a sheer boredom. Things we love them though. Greg is worth to mention.
Yeah, it's a big, strange moment in our live stream where Greg was in a 4th dimension. It was like Little Girl Lost. Oh,
Little Greg Lost. Wait, which one is that?
That's the one. That's an amazing episode. It's what a lot of people say Poltergeist is based on or ripped off. But it's a fantastic episode where the guy, the dad, goes to just say goodnight to his daughter. No, she's crying. And then he goes to see her, and he can't see her. He looks under the bed, can't find her. He calls his wife. Where the hell is our daughter? And she can't find her either. And she's literally slipped into another dimension. They try and get her out, and he calls his mate, and his mate comes over to the house. He's like, "What's going on?" And his mate's like, "I don't know." And they're trying to figure it out. It's so good, so good.
I can't remember if
I vaguely remember that one. I mean, it's been like 2 decades, 3 decades since I've seen the Twilight Zone, so I can't remember all the episodes.
Are we making you tempted to watch it again, Greg?
I don't know. Maybe. I don't think. I'd have to check YouTube and see if it's available. You know.
Yeah. No, it's really good. I think it's a Richard Matheson one. Little Girl Lost. I think it's Richard Matheson. But yeah, brilliant.
Yeah, there's a lot of Matheson ones, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and the Charles Beaumont ones are really good as well.
Now we know that show's titled such. That's right, William. That's right. Look at Jenny. I live for this chaos. Jenny, you're supposed to be like getting us all. You're supposed to be shaping us up and
yeah.
Kind of show you what kind of show you running here, Jenny.
That was a good one, Matthew. Though.
I love the universe of chaos.
And then they were done.
It could happen, Pat. It totally could happen.
Okay.
And the little one said, "So was underwhelmed by the Haunting of Hill House." Okay. Somebody else? I think my expectations were too high. I think that's what happened with me. I think it was just expectations were too high.
To be fair, that might happen with me if I read It, because everyone loves It so much. I might end up reading It and thinking, "Wow, it wasn't. I was expecting something else."
Right.
Which it wouldn't be the book's fault. It would just be the reputation, isn't it?
And here's the other thing with Haunting of Hill House. And did you guys? Who here has watched the show? The Netflix show?
No.
Yeah. So the show, this is like it's like World War Z, that World War Z movie and book, where it's like, I can't even understand why they would name it the same thing. It was like so different. Like those, the only thing they had in common was that there was like zombies, and that's it. Like, couldn't be more different. This was like the only thing they had in common was a haunted house, right? But there's like there's nothing else in common with them. It's like so unrelated to it. But anyway, I thought the show was better and definitely creepier than the book was.
Okay.
So For what it's worth, you may want to check it out.
I think the book there's a sort of a beauty about the way it's written more than it being creepy. It's kind of it's not more like a pleasant read than a
it has
horrific
psychological depth because you really don't get. We talk about. I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but for people who like books with closure, it may not be for those people who like closure at the end of a book.
Yeah,
I like a good ending, like good cathartic ending myself.
Well, no, this you have to understand. It's like you're scratching your head and thinking about what actually is happening at the end.
Yeah, I think those were a couple of my problems. I mean, I know why I was slightly disappointed when I left, and it was that was part of it. I'm somebody that does like some closure, and I don't like books that are left like solely up to your interpretation.
Yeah,
and I didn't, in going into it, I didn't expect it to be. I mean, it's virtually completely a psychological horror, and I wasn't expecting that when I went in. But
you have to think. You have to think of it. Is it more like what Turn of a Screw, where you don't know if that book is just psychological or if there are ghosts. And so I kind of like that is when books just leave it up to it. I mean, I like the open to interpretation endings a lot.
Yeah. Okay, Crackham rum was my college drink. Do you have any of that, Greg? Do you have any Crackham rum?
That's what I have. I have this Kraken Spice rum.
Oh, that's what it's called, Crackham.
I thought you were out of crack by tonight.
No, that's I drink it straight too. I just pour it into a shot glass, have a shot before bed. Sometimes I have 2 shots before bed. Hey, mild rumpus.
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, hi. Mild Rumpus has been doing some really cool things on this channel.
Yeah.
And making some really lovely shout outs as well, which I really appreciate.
There's another channel that's just taken off like fire.
Right. How's Tribeca? Living in Tribeca. That'd be cool, yo. I've never been to New York City yet. I've been to New York. Newark Airport. It's New Jersey, but I've never been to New York City at all.
Yeah.
New York City is just a lot of fun. I keep telling MJ that we got to get a group together to spend at least one night in New York City. Yeah. For me, it's a train trip. It's like a 3-hour train trip up where I am. And so the only issue is like the cost of a hotel room in New York City is like, oh my Lord, is that expensive?
Yeah. I just do a hostel or something like I do at Venice Beach, but I would like to see off Broadway, like one act plays and La Mama. La Mama's a theater in Greenwich Village.
Yeah.
A lot of cool stuff in NYC.
Yeah, there's a lot of great stuff.
Yeah, that's cool.
Obsessed with the Garbage Pail Kids. Hey, Rumpus saying hi. I was obsessed with their precursor, Wacky Packages. So the Wacky Packages were before the Garbage Pail Kids.
Oh yeah. The Wacky Packs were when I was a kid. So that would have been the 70s.
Okay.
I remember those. Put them on your lunchbox. Yeah.
The chat was going on and on.
Yeah. Don't give me ruminate.
Oh, sorry we missed it all, Pat. I had so many Garbage Pail Kids, Pat. Do you remember how how many series they had? Like they kept coming out with different with more and more series. I had like so many.
We need some for Garb August.
It's excellent.
If we had those now.
Yeah. That's right. We have to figure out how to incorporate those somehow.
I have it in my Voxer when Pat's. You might be right. I don't remember.
613.
Oh
yeah, we'll have to look at that, Pat.
Oh wow.
Don't
just go through the Olsen twins.
No, it's 520.
520, good. Oh.
Well, 5/28 is my birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, Garrett. See, this is we're really technical at the Monday Night Live show. So
nice.
I got to pencil them in.
That's a
Yeah, I
fantastic
think
scribble.
I'll put this. I'll redo that tonight. But
Thanks for the fun, everyone. The furballs are making a base. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Ginger.
Thank you. The mild
Nice
rumpus
meeting you,
was
Ginger.
channel is amazing. What a great tech he created.
Yeah.
Yep. Jillian and I are planning a trip down south sometime, Gareth.
Yay.
So prepare yourself.
Finally meet Dave. Yeah. Also, we'll do a video together.
You bet. What a fantastic interview with Mark Zicree. I ordered the book from the library before the interview was over. It's crazy
I remember
that he
Heidi
wrote
said
that. Sorry,
go
go
on. No, I
Okay.
remember Heidi writing that she said that she was ordering it as she was watching it.
Oh,
She ordered the book. Yeah.
yeah. It's pretty neat to like read those little snippets along with watching the show. It's amazing
Yeah,
that he wrote that like basically in college, right? And it was like put that out right
Yeah.
after college.
Yeah, it's literally one of the first books I bought as a with my money. I've had it a long time.
Little Girl Lost terrified me when I was a little girl, but now it's one of my favorite episodes. Oh man, I might just have to skip ahead and so Pat, I'm like going through all the Twilight Zone episodes again from the very beginning, but I feel like I'm trying to go in order, but I feel like I might need to skip ahead and watch that one.
It's funny because someone said, who was it? It was Medium John Silver said, "Oh, speed up the videos. Don't put one a month on." So I did it, and no one watches them, Dave. No one watches them. So I might cut it back to one a month because I'm hoping
Really?
that. Yeah. They were like, I think the last one had like 45 views or something.
Well, I watch them. Did I see the last one, right? Or did I?
Did you?
I watch them religiously. I love those.
No, I appreciate that, but not everyone does.
What are those? The Garbage Pail Kids?
Wacky packages. I'm going to
order
order
the wacky
some.
packages.
Yeah, like the A-jerks and yeah, I might order them from Amazon.
The original they reprint. I mean, if they're $15.95, they must be reprints. You wouldn't get that for something in the 70s.
Yeah.
Oh, here's something even better. I'll order for stickers. We got the Garbage Pail stickers.
Retro stickers.
Weren't they the trading cards? I'm trying to remember. I feel like maybe the trading cards were stickers. I'm not sure. I'll have to go check the collection. I don't know.
Yeah, here's some Topps wacky packages for like $35. Those are probably original.
I would not eat the gum that comes with the package after all these years.
Yeah,
they probably put the gum in the bottom of that spicy crack rum, like the.
Jenny's gone.
Hey, goodbye, Jenny.
Oh, later.
Bye, Jenny. Good luck.
Good luck on that.
Good luck with everything.
Mm-hmm.
Dave's on dodgy ground.
Sorry.
Oh.
Dodgy ground.
But bailed on
the
TV show.
Dave. Huh?
But he bailed on the TV show after a couple episodes. Yeah. Well, if you like the book, then you would probably get angry at the TV show, I think. They're so different, Okay, let's see here. You got to visit. I would love to do a group meetup. Yeah. It's easy for me. I'm like an hour, 20-minute train ride.
That'd be cool.
Hey, Leslie.
Hey, Leslie.
I think Alan proposed the 13th, but I couldn't do that. So Greg gave me 520.
Ah, you're right.
I lived in Manhattan for 20 years. Swing 46. Big Band and Zoot Suits is still open. Then there's the Iridium Jazz Club that is tiny and wonderful. Huh.
Yeah, I love jazz clubs. I like the drummers. Sitting by the drummer. Damn, you go, whoa, what?
Well, all right. So we are actually caught up. So
no way.
Yeah, we're caught up with the comments. So what's
one of the things I wanted to do, Dave, is ask everyone what we're reading in a minute.
Yeah, that's where I was going, baby.
Hey.
What are people excited about here for Horror Mayhem? Greg, you're up.
I need to guess first.
Okay. As I said, the first week I'm doing the short story collection, Old Dominion Terror. Same about horror story set in Virginia.
All right.
Then it's movie horror. I have a couple of collections with some that are based on, like, I have a really old one, and the story I want to read is Freaks.
Yeah.
I want to read that. I have one that has some Marvel movie monster contemporary. I may read a short little novel called The Hephaestus Plague by Thomas. It was made into a movie called Bug. About the bugs that fires.
Yeah.
There's a Californian earthquake and all these prehistoric blind beetles that could set fires crawl out of the ground.
How long is that?
Wow. Crazy.
It's like under 200 pages, I'm pretty sure.
What's the name again?
Hephaestus Plague by Thomas Page. We'll have to check where it's available. I'm getting it off of my Kindle Unlimited, so I don't pay anything, but it's like a $5 Kindle book. But it may be completely out of print in book format. You'll have to check on that.
Okay.
And then other than that, I don't know what's the next month. Oh, then there's classics, and I got so many classic horror. Tons of things to pick from, and I'm hoping to get like to this bulletin board and just see what stories I can get.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last is contemporary. Again, I have a lot of contemporary. I have one book that has a green cover that I want to read. It's a little long. It's like a 350-page novel or something, but it has one of the best covers of all time. Let me get the cover. You're going to love this cover.
Mm.
Oh. I don't think I have any books with green covers, and that's strange.
Let's see. No, I can't see it, so I got to hold it up. You see, it's got this nice green cover.
I think I remember seeing you talk about this book.
Yeah, wait a second. Just look, it's a green cover. It's good for packs, but even better than that, it's a step back cover.
Oh.
And it has a naked bear woman on it.
Oh, a bear woman.
You had me at naked bear woman.
Bare naked lady.
That actually looks very cool.
It's 323 pages. It's not.
Yeah, that's an active bare naked lady, isn't it? It's like like the band, the Canadian band.
Yeah.
Bare naked lady.
Everyone makes that joke when they see this. So, yeah.
What?
They're one of my favorite bands.
First
and
of all,
it does deal with Native American myths as well. So it's now the problem is this is out of print.
Oh,
it's not available on Kindle.
Huh.
And if I'm not mistaken, if you wanted to order a copy of that book, you are going to pay out the nose.
Oh,
I'm going to check thrift books to see what it's going. See if it's reasonable.
Fred Spokes. I don't know that one.
Let's see.
Oh no, they have a new edition. That's cheap.
Ah.
It's like under $10.
It's by Robert Wilson.
Robert C. Wilson, yes. Oh, even the edition I have there is not too bad. It's only $15.
Yeah, I see that.
That's within purchasable range.
yeah, it's kind of reasonable. I try and stick to under $5 from eBay, but yeah, I mean, if you know it's rare.
So that's sort of my goal for Horror Mayhem. I have one book to read for the BookTube prize. That is Lone Women by oh God, what is his name? He's the African American horror author. He did Devil in Silver. Oh, I'm drawing a blank.
I don't know.
It's called Lone Women. It's sort of like a historical Western horror novel. Lavelle, Victor Lavelle. Thank you, Pat. I have to read that one for the BookTube prize. So that's sort of a nice that I can merge those together.
What are you reading at the moment?
I am doing Les Miserables. That's a 6 months, not 6 months, 6 week project. I've also started a book called The Great Alone by Kristen Hanna, which is part of my in-person book group. It is a historical novel about a Vietnam veteran who's going through a lot of emotional difficulties. So he takes his family and moves to a rustic cabin in the middle of a very small Alaskan town in 1974.
Okay.
And I tell you, this the way they describe life, because it's a little cabin, no electricity, no running water, no indoor plumbing, and you have to live off the land. And I'm going, that's hell. That's hell to me.
Not for me. Nice place to visit.
You know something? I would visit for an afternoon and then go
afternoon.
Yeah.
Get me to a place with electricity and hot water.
Yeah. I mean, maybe it's hell for you, not for a mountain man like Gareth. I mean, it's he lives for that stuff.
I'm a city boy. If I go into the countryside, I assume I'm going to get murdered any minute.
Murdered in the country?
I live in the city. By the beach.
Right. Seaside.
Yeah.
Portsmouth.
That's everything you got on deck, Greg?
That's it. Just short stories.
What about you, Alan?
Well, currently, I just finished a buddy read with Caitlin at Bandy's Books. This was a really good new book from last year called NECA, Southern California stuff, set in current time. Then we finished up in our secret Kurt Vonnegut group, Cat's Cradle. It's about like my third read of that. Listen to the audio of it. And
have you finished, Alan?
Oh yeah. I finished days ago. But while I was reading it, I'm going, God, I can't remember how this ends.
I remember that ending perfectly. What's it?
Right.
Okay, God.
Right. I forgot the picture, but like I said, I listened to the audiobook. Let me.
There's no picture in the book.
There's not in this one. Shoot. I remember it must be in
Breakfast of Champions.
Yeah, with the guy. And then I mentioned I'm reading If It Bleeds.
And
I wanted to mention, like, for contemporary horror, I read and reviewed this book.
That's a good one.
A year ago or
really
so.
Good. Really good.
Yeah, it was kind of psychological, Native American. So I read the first one of this, and this is the second one. The first one is My Heart is a Chainsaw.
Yeah.
And it's kind of YA, but it's got that Native American flair.
I don't think it's YA.
No, I said there's it's a younger characters in My Heart is a Chainsaw, at least.
Oh, I don't think that makes it YA.
No, I liked it. I liked the back in the day references of like rock bands and that. Remember, she talks about like Black Sabbath and that. But let's see. And for Horror Mayhem, what am I doing? Well, buddy reading Pet Cemetery with MJ. I want to read some, revisit some McCammon. And I'll take suggestions. Try to follow the prompt.
Okay.
Cool.
Let's just.
What about you, Dave?
Let me just catch up real quick so we don't fall behind again. It's getting silly hard to keep up with the booktubers I already like. I may still have one of the teasies in my save to watch later. Oh, the Twilight Zones. Oh, yeah. Way back in the 90s, I watched Bugs on TV. It wasn't great. Is that Wait, bugs on.
Yeah, but it was called. I think it was called. I think it was called Bug and not Bugs, but I'm not positive.
Okay. Stephen King really rated that face this plague. You had our copy. Okay.
Okay.
Laval, that's they were giving you the name there.
Yeah.
Next day, I tried to find it. After a couple hours excavating in the book room, I gave up and figured it would be easier to buy another copy.
Mm-hmm.
Gareth, Dave skipped over my follow-up to my comment about Searle. I've just added a copy to the box I have to send you.
Wow.
Huh?
Thank you. That's awesome. Thank you so much.
Has a new book coming out.
Oh, he does.
He's quite prolific, isn't he? He writes a lot. I think he brings out like a book every year. I don't know, but there seems to be like always this like procession of books coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have
so what are you reading now, Dave?
Me right now or for Horror Mayhem?
Yeah, right now. Both.
Right now, it's been a bad month. There's so much stuff going on, but I'm still trying to. I totally failed being a buddy reader on The Handmaid's Tale. So
really?
They finished it without me. I'm only halfway through, so I'm still trying to finish that up.
That happens.
And I still promised another buddy read for this month that I'm going to try to squeeze in, which was like the next Tarzan book, the sixth book in the series, with Dia. So I'm just trying to like get those buddy reads wrapped up before April starts. So then in April, that's what I was like, remember in the beginning, I was talking about, can I just read some of these? Like, do I have to follow the prompts or can I just read? Because I had such a great time last year just doing like a novella a week and supplementing the short stories. And I have a bunch of like short novellas that I want to read. If you remember when we were talking about the hardest one I'm having trouble with is local. So I might just skip that. I thought that would be easy for me, but
you're Connecticut?
I'm Connecticut.
The only horror book I know set in Connecticut is I think Peter Straub did The Floating Dragon in Connecticut.
How long is that?
That's like a 600-page book, though.
No.
Yeah, Straub.
I'm talking novellas, Greg.
And it's not his best book either. So I'm just trying to think of books set in Connecticut.
Yeah. I think I'm just gonna do something else for that because I'm not gonna. I don't think I'm gonna try to follow the prompts too close. Although I am. So for movie, I think I'm gonna do. I'm doing Psycho. I've never.
Okay.
All right.
I never read that.
Right.
And
that's
so
that's a good one.
I'll watch the movie again. You know. But then, so I wanted to do some, like, I may do this for a classic I was thinking about. I'm not sure because I'm not like super pumped to read it, but Heart of Darkness by
okay. So it's Conrad.
Yeah, it's not really a horror book, but
it's not. I thought this qualifies as horror.
I don't think I wouldn't unless you count
I'm with Greg on that.
Indigenous natives in Africa as horror, which some people might because they were treated horribly, but I don't think it counts as horror.
Yeah, I think it's I'm with Greg on that.
Now the problem is there is a phrase that the one of the main characters says at the very end, which is probably why they think it's a horror, but he's not talking about horror story. He's just talking about the horror of existence.
Okay.
But anyway, it's a great. I think it's a great book, but I don't think it counts as horror.
I'll cut it. I wasn't super excited anyway, so but no, I just have a bunch of novellas that I wanted to read. Like this one I just got recently was because I finally read The House of Usher. So I'd gotten this, What Moves the Dead, which Kingfisher's retelling.
I have that on my Kindle, I think.
Yeah. Supposedly it's pretty good. So
okay.
I'm probably going to read that one. I'm definitely going to read this one. This is my Stephen Graham Jones, Mapping the Interior.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was going to read. I'm definitely reading this one. I'm going to make it sad for 30 seconds. I was going to read this last May, and I sent Pax a copy, right, so that we could read it together. And I sent her the copy like 2 weeks before she passed. So obviously we never read it. So I put the book aside. I had planned to read this for Horror Mayhem last year. So I put it aside. So it feels appropriate that I read it this year. So
yeah, that's awesome.
And then these are like other novellas that I've been sitting on for a while. All these horror novellas. Piercing. You guys ever read this one?
No.
Don't know that. Who's it by?
I don't know how to pronounce
Ryu
it.
Murakami. I've read a couple of his. He did the one that was made into a very well-known movie.
Silence?
No. It's about a man trying to, fool a woman into dating him, and she gets her revenge.
Oh, Audition?
What? Audition. That's it. Audition.
Oh.
And then I read another book by him, which was utter garbage.
That's a messed up film, that is.
This is just trash. This is one of his earlier books. And this is just garbage.
Move it close.
Almost Transparent Blue.
Okay.
It was hailed to be the Japanese version of Camus' The Stranger, but it's not.
Okay.
It's basically about drugs and sex.
Okay. Yeah, this one, Alan's all on board. Yeah, this one is it's supposedly pretty disturbing. It's about like this guy that a father that starts having like dreams about like killing his own infant, and so it's supposedly pretty dark. So
well, Audition could be counted as a horror book. I think you could count that as psychological horror, definitely. Yeah. So Piercing is probably the same.
Yeah, she tortures him, doesn't she? In the film, she does anyway.
Yes, she does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Spoilers.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I just have a couple random ones I've been sitting on. This is Nightfall. This is an indie. You can kind of guess what that's about. This one sounds cool that I've had for a while. The Fearing. Again, it's first in a series where it's like this plague of like fear that I think it's been a while since I read, but I think it's like it increases level, like the world starts going crazy because you have like increasing levels of fear that people start getting stricken with. And so,
okay.
I mean, so these are all like it's pile of possibilities. I might squeeze this in a little longer, but I might squeeze this in because I've really wanted to read this for a while. It'll check a few boxes.
Oh, Survivor I've read that, but I'm trying to remember. I can't remember the details, unfortunately.
Yeah, you remember, Greg, when we were playing Horror Mayhem and I was pushing kidnapping?
Yeah, I remember.
Let's check off a few boxes. Kidnapping, body horror, extreme horror. It'll get a few things. Cool. So that's I don't know, and I got like I said, I'm going to do the short stories from Lovecraft, short stories from King. So those are plenty of possibilities for me. So
if you like novellas, I don't think it's close by, but T.E.D. Klein has a collection of novellas, Dark Gods.
I've seen that. I didn't know there was a collection of novellas.
Hold on.
He was the main editor for the Twilight Zone magazine.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Huh. Yep, here it is. It has 1, 2, 3, 4 stories or 5 stories. It has 4 stories in it, and it is 261 pages long. So I think they count as novellas.
Okay.
I recently read Black Man with a Horn, and the year before, Children of the Kingdom. Children of the Kingdom is a really good. That's 72 pages long. So,
okay, all right.
This was out of print for a long time. I do believe it has been re-released in paperback.
Yeah.
And you can get
really? That's good.
Yeah, I've seen it.
You can get it for like under 20 now. So it's reasonable now.
Yeah.
Over here might be able to get it for $10 if it's been released over here as well.
I might add in The Mist too. Now that you told me it's a short novella, I didn't realize that either. So we'll see. What about you, Gareth?
So I'm at the moment I'm reading the second Fafnir and Grey Mouser book. So it's a reread. But I want to reread the Fafnir and Grey Mouser book. So this is the second one, Swords Against Death. So I'm loving that. I want to try and read Fahrenheit 451 as well before the end of the month, before Horror Mayhem. And I'm probably going to reread the Communist Manifesto as well for the banned books thing, which is a little bit weird. But there we go. Yeah, we're going to do a video about the Communist Manifesto. Why do people watch my channel? And then Horror Mayhem. I've written while we were chatting. I was thinking about what do I want to read, and there are a few people I definitely want to read more. Clive Barker. I want to read more Ramsey Campbell. I've never read a Brian Lumley story, so I want to read a Brian Lumley story, and I want to read some more Shirley Jackson. So I want to try and tick off about 20 boxes from the bingo card if I can, and if I do that, then I'll read some novels at the end if I've got time. That's my plan.
Okay.
So,
let's hit some comments here. Oh, Stephen Graham Jones' new book came out last month. Okay. The Angel of Indian Lake. Is that connected to those other ones you were talking about, Alan?
I don't know.
Is it? Leslie's halfway through it.
Yeah, it's a Stephen Graham Jones story.
Yeah. I had a good time with his I didn't read The Only Good Indians or My Heart is a Chainsaw. I have it, but I didn't read it yet. But I read a short one of his called Night of the Mannequins.
Oh yeah.
I had a good time with that.
I have only read Only the Good Indians is the only one I've read by him.
Oh. The Night of Mannequins, that was just like a fun, fast read, but it was like one of those ones like it just totally makes a sharp left turn, and you're like, wow, that's not at all where I thought this story was going to be about.
Yeah. That's cool. I love it when stories do that.
Yeah. Dave says, my friend and co-editor John Linwood Grant has 3 new collections coming out.
No.
But it's really hard if you don't have a channel. John Linwood Grant. Okay. Your channel, you have very high energy, fun delivery. He does.
Let me look him up real quick.
So many great new novellas these days. I recommend pretty much any novella published by Absinthe Books or Luna Press. I've yet to read a bad one from any of them. Okay.
What's his? I'm looking at this guy's name again.
Oh, it's the third in the trilogy. Okay. That's Stephen Graham Jones' book.
John Linwood Grant. Okay.
All right. See you, Pat. Thanks for coming.
Thanks, Pat.
See you, Pat. Yeah. Hopefully we'll have you up on the chat soon.
Thanks, Pat.
Expat. But yeah, and the other thing, of course, is I do want to try and get room for this as well in next month.
Yeah.
Now I've got it. So.
Oh, and I don't know what I did with it. I had a Keelan Patrick Burke book too that I wanted to.
Okay. Dave recommended a book by Dave Linwood Grant called The Assassin's Coin that had to do with Sherlock Holmes. That's why that name was ringing a bell, and it's just on my list of things to look out for.
Right.
Oh man, so many books to read. Yeah.
I was wondering. I don't know if you think this is a good idea, and it'll take me a little bit of a leap of faith to do it. But I was thinking maybe to celebrate Horror Mayhem, putting up a video where I offer a free sort of PDF of one of the stories I've been writing, like because they are pretty much horror stories, the ones I'm writing in a minute.
Yeah,
so
that's
like
a
just
cool idea.
part of the event, so people get to read it.
If you
Because
want,
when you're writing,
if you want to give it out, I mean, sure.
yeah, because when you're writing like to kind of hopefully end up with a collection, you have to sit on the stories for ages, don't you? Because you're like writing more to put it out. So I don't know. I'm thinking about it. But
how many stories you plan to do for this collection?
Well, so far they're ending up shorter than I'm planning. So it's like I'm not gonna. It's the first couple, especially. I didn't want to extend them beyond what I wanted them to be, and in the end, they were shorter than what I thought they were going to be. So, if I to justify a collection, I think the way I'm going, I'd have to have about 12 stories. I think, but there's one story that might end up being long. That's sort of a sci-fi one. It's different to the others, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't really want to do 12. Really, I'd rather it be like more like 10. But
Yeah,
don't know.
Well, you know what Stephen King said? Do you follow his rule? And like on writing, he says put it away in a drawer for 2 weeks. I think is that what you're doing now? You're letting it simmer a bit.
Well, I am with this one. The one I'm writing at the moment, I've surprised myself, and because I've written something, I'm thinking, okay, I need to do something with that, and it's different to what I planned. So I'm going to leave it for a minute, let it fester for a bit, and then go back to it. So I'm deliberately leaving that. But the others, I've just like had this sort of momentum with them and just cracked on. So that's pretty cool. But this I was writing this thing. I was like, oh, okay, that's happened, you know. So I had to kind of pause for a minute. But the one that I really want to write this story about this lonely guy in space that finds love, and then it all goes wrong, and it's all and it's fake love anyway. And I want to write this thing, but I've had this idea for ages, for years, for about 4 years, and I don't know. I want to do it justice. So I don't know. That might take me quite a while to write. So
interesting. Fake love, you say? Wow.
Well, he falls in love with a robot that he's so messed up he doesn't realize it's a robot. He thinks it's a woman, and it's not.
Yeah,
that's what we want. And the reader knows it's the robot, but the character doesn't, or doesn't believe it.
Like that.
Yeah,
there's a Twilight Zone episode for that too.
Well, yeah, my stories are quite Twilight Zone.
I see myself doing that.
Yeah.
Dave said he can supply e-arcs for John's books. Hard copies are difficult. Okay.
That's cool. Maybe someone can read something from John and then talk about it on the channel, because Dave's saying he's finding it hard to get traction on BookTube. So
yeah.
Because Dave had a channel. If Dave had a channel, it'd be well good.
Yeah.
Dave, well, you could do just like a occult detective kind of channel, maybe based on the magazine.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to put loads. I mean, we put loads of videos out, but you don't have to, do you? You could do one a month or something, couldn't you?
It really depends. I mean, there are some people who do one a month. Some people do one a week. I try not to do more than 3, maybe 4 videos in a week, just because I don't want to overload it.
Yeah. I'm the same. I've ended up putting so much out, and I've got loads stacked up, scheduled up for the next few months. But it's hard because I get all these ideas. Go, yay! Like the Harry Harrison one that I put up today. I filmed that a couple of weeks ago, and I just got fed up of waiting to put it up, so I kept changing the schedule. I just wanted to put it up, but yeah, you just have these ideas, don't you? You want to put things up, but
I haven't put one up in 2 weeks.
What's even worse is when you have an idea and you start and your words don't come out right. You know, you're trying to talk about, nope, that's not right, and then you spend that half hour, 40 minutes. I'm just giving up. This video is not coming out of my mouth this afternoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to do a redo of the Martian Chronicles one because I didn't like the first one. So you do, you want to be happy with the video, don't you? You want to feel proud of it. So I did that twice. I did it once, watched it again, thought that's crap, and then left it for a bit, and then did it again. So yeah,
I've never done that as a choice, but I've had a couple instances where, well, one, it was a long one, and apparently I just forgot to hit the record button, so it was like a half hour. I just had to redo it. Another one, the phone crapped out on me like partway through. I don't know why, but you have things like that happen. So, but each time that it happened, and I was forced to do it again, it always came out better the second time.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that stuff that you did the first time is still in your head, isn't it? So it does end up being better. The one that took me the longest, and I'll never forget it because it drove me nutty. I nearly gave up. It took me almost a week to do it because I had such issues with the editing of it. It like I was then trying to edit it with the iPad, and it just kept failing. And I was like, I can't not finish this. And it was the one that was my 10 reasons why I love Farscape. That was what the video was. And I thought I've got to put it up because I love that show so much. And it took me literally about 5 or 6 days, and it was doing my head in. I was like, come on, why is this not working? And it just wouldn't, like, when you kind of like you render a film where you kind of like, you're the last bit, you've edited it, you got to save it. It just wouldn't save. Didn't matter what I did, it wouldn't save.
Yeah.
So
on the iPhone or iPad?
It's on the iPad, yeah.
I had that problem because for a while I was editing on my phone that you're out of memory.
Right.
Or out of disk space.
Yeah.
And you can't save it. So all your edits are lost.
Yeah.
And that's when I finally gave up and started editing on my laptop and said, I can't afford to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I record on the phone, but I
record on the phone, and then I have the weirdest thing is transferring over to my Windows laptop. I get fade out on the video that the video is washed out.
Huh.
And the only way I've gotten around that is I upload the video to my Google Drive. And then download it to my laptop, and it doesn't have the fade.
Oh.
And I've mentioned that to some people, and they don't know what I'm talking about. Do other people record on iPhones and USB over to their Windows?
Well, I've got a thing where I record my videos on my iPad, and then I send it to my Google Drive. I have to save it on the iPad, then send it to the Google Drive, and then download it from the Google Drive on my PC, and then put the top and tail thing on using Windows Media Movie Maker, right? That old program. So because I quite like doing the the kind of the film quote and the title, and then the music, and then ending with the music. I like doing that. But if you see a video where I haven't done that, it's because my iPad wouldn't save it, and I ended up just putting it up from the iPad. So so there's occasionally you'll see a video without the top and tail bit, and I don't really enjoy looking for a quote for the video. I quite I think it's quite fun, and some of them are quite funny quotes anyway. But sometimes I can't do it because it won't save properly. So.
See, I record on the iPhone, and then I have an Apple laptop, so I airdrop the videos from my phone to the laptop. So the only problem, I know quality issues or anything, the only problem I ever have is one of my daughters has it's a joke around the house. She has like these super powered AirPods. They're like stronger than everybody else's AirPods. They're super powerful. So if she is like awake and using her AirPods like anywhere in the house, it takes over. It connects to my computer, and I'm like, damn it! I disconnect the computer, then it connects to my phone, and I'm like, damn it! It like overtakes everything, So like a lot of times, if she's about, I'll have to do it like restart it several times because she keeps interrupting the airdrop,
Yeah, that's frustrating, isn't it?
But
yeah,
other than that, no issues. But
yeah, I've got a weird thing as well because I've got an updated iPad from college, and I have to put it through iMovie now because I just upload just from the raw video, the movie maker doesn't understand the video, doesn't see it as a video. So I have to put it through iMovie every time as well. So that's another stage that is just annoying. So yeah.
I switched over. I splurged just because I used to use iMovie for a long time, and I would just there was different things I want to do, and I get so frustrated all the time that I finally just splurged. I would hear all these big channels and stuff. They were always talking about Final Cut Pro, and so I splurged for it a long time ago. I splurged for it, and for me it was. I mean, it was pricey, but for me it was well worth it.
I mean, how much is Final Cut Pro?
When I bought it, it was $300.
Okay, my
Cut Pro 10.
My video editing software is like $80 a year.
Yeah.
So, but over
this was
the years,
it's
going to be really expensive.
Yeah. Yeah, this was just a one-shot fee. And it's basically Apple's improved iMovie. What I realized was with iMovie, they purposely hamper it and make it not able to do certain things to try to push you to the Final Cut Pro.
Yeah. Apple's always doing that. Apple is very clever at making you buy other things, or
the software I have does that too. You buy that package, and then certain features of editing. Well, you got to upgrade.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm never going to upgrade with you. I'm gonna find something new.
Yeah,
it's like that scene. I don't know if you know the scene in Day at the Races where Groucho's trying to buy. He's trying to put a bet on the horses, and Chico's going, "You need this book for the code." And he's like, "Oh, okay." And he's reading it and going, "Well, I don't understand this." He goes, "Yeah, that's because you need this book as well." And he'll sell him another book, and they go, "Well, this doesn't make any sense either. That's because you need this book as well." And just keeps selling him these different books. He's got about 8 books in his hand. It's like, "Do I need any more books?" "Yeah, you still need this book as well."
When you said Dave should start a channel, he said if he had the time or a smartphone. We know you haven't put a video up in 2 weeks yet. I'm sorry, Leslie. I'm sorry. Imminently. When we come down your way, you could get us on a video. We could chat about your formatting.
Well, he can't even spell the word book, so what's he on about?
How long it takes to process files.
I've never tried to film a cinematic.
Yeah, I don't even know what that is.
It's just a different. It's just a different style of film.
Is that when you go into the middle of the desert and put loads of lighting around you and maybe do it with some film stars in it? Is that?
I think so. I think that's what he's talking about.
Yeah.
He's got the film stars near him. There's a couple in New York. I'm sure he could borrow.
Old Nokia dumb phone, which can't hold
ready
a charge
for my
more than 12 hours. All right, well, huh?
How many people are watching us now?
Yeah, I was just gonna say we're down to 7 watchers, and we're over 3 hours. So.
Oh yeah. I should probably go up and check on how my cats are doing.
So. Yeah, I need to make another cup of tea. Maybe an egg sandwich.
Gareth, it's the middle of the night.
Yeah, that's what he eats. That's what he eats at this hour: egg sandwiches.
Frying pan calling me.
It's easy, right?
If I could have a sandwich named after me, my dad, it's like a childhood memory. He used to make it before we'd go hunting in Michigan. It's a fried egg and 2 pieces of rye toast with mayonnaise on one side, peanut butter on the other, piece of cheese. It's like a chemical thing. It sounds kind of gross, but
Alan,
you got to put peanut butter and everything, don't you? Everything's got to have peanut butter in it. You're obsessed.
True.
You notice how the second you said the words, "If I could have a sandwich named after me," and we all went like. Immediately piqued everybody's interest.
What was he gonna say? Turns out he's messing. What was it? Did you say eggs and peanut butter?
Yeah,
I'm not going to put peanut butter on my eggs. That is crazy.
No, it's out of the fried egg and salt and pepper and the cheese and the peanut butter and mayo.
Yeah, salt and pepper. eggs, peanut butter,
and mayo.
Alan,
mayo.
you ever do the burger on the hamburger patty?
Oh, the egg on it?
I mean, the egg on the burger patty?
Sure, yeah. There's a place down the street that has those.
I always get an egg burger when I get a burger from the kebab shop, or sometimes a burger place, but definitely the kebab shop down the road. I always get an egg burger. I like eggs in burgers.
Okay.
I have to go downtown to hit a kebab shop.
I've got one like literally about 15 doors down.
Yeah, I like kebabs.
I like kebabs too.
I like their chips as well. They got good chips. They're slightly different. They're more like fries than chips. The ones in the kebab shop.
They're your kind of chips.
I'm talking another language. You know, what are you on about? Why are you talking about crisps again? I'm not talking about crisps, Greg. I'm talking about chips. All right. Indeed.
Well, thanks so much for coming out, guys. Oh, sorry, guys.
Yeah.
I'm glad you came out. It felt like our show, but I wasn't running it. You know?
Our pleasure.
The comments are like so stressful, right? It's like Gareth and I do like such a horrible job like keeping up with them.
I do a horrible job with comment. It's so easy to get lost and get behind on comments. We have one other comment from Leslie, which perfectly describes Alan's sandwich.
Oh, really?
It's like having a Bloody Mary without the Tabasco.
That sounds horrible. There you go.
All right.
Well, thanks, guys. This was a good time. It was great having you guys out.
I love it.
Thanks, guys.
All right, and thanks to everyone who's still in the chat room.
Thanks, everyone.
We'll see you next time.
All right.
Bye-bye.